wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough, I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. Think if I can just think carefully, I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
What up, though? It's the word. I am your reality coach. This is your shot of reality. Today, y'all gotta let me delineate real quick, right? This is something that I preach. This is like my catchphrase. Y'all always hear me say this. The only thing that's gonna come out of you is what's in you, right? But I was like, you know what? Looking back at my old content, and I'm like, I ain't really go in. So, what better way to repurpose it, resurface some of these old conversations to get more detail? You know, y'all don't know what delineate means. That's what it means. To describe or portray something precisely. So we go get descriptive. But before we do that, let me get into the chat. Miss 702, what it do? Kevin, my brother. Uncle James, what up, Uncle No Shirt? Nene Loyal in the building. What up, though? Appreciate you, sis, hitting that like. Appreciate the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Doublespeak. What up, man? Hey, man, y'all gotta check out Doublespeak. Doublespeak, I can't say his name. I might have to let the man come up here and say it himself. But I'm gonna tell you this: he gonna talk his ish, and he keep it real. He uplift the truth and tear down the lies. Y'all gotta go check out my brother. But definitely. Didi! What up, though? Didi in the building. Hey, y'all know who Sis is, right? Y'all know who Antisocial is, and if you don't, you need to. Because I'm telling you, Sis be spitting lava fire. Lava fire. And she just gonna tell you like it is, you know. She don't sugarcoat nothing, but she is sweet when she delivers. So definitely go check out the Sis. Antisocial is in the building. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, let me get into this. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute too, because the best way I can explain this is me, right? Y'all been rocking with me for a while. Even the people who knew, you feel me, you see me. I'm the same today. I'm gonna be the same tomorrow. Respect, dignity. You know, I talk about that a lot. Accountability, all these things I talk about, that's me. That's what I do, regardless of where I'm at or who I'm with. I respect people for who they are. And I told y'all, people say it's about who you like. I tell you, with me, it's about what I can tolerate. Because when I can't tolerate nothing, I'm out. I like peace. I like harmony. That's just me. And I respect everyone because I respect myself. So everything, it's not even a person. When it comes to me interacting with people, I don't treat you respectful and nice and all that because of you. I do that because it's me. And that's what's in me. Now, can somebody put other stuff in me? Of course, I'm human. You know, people can piss me off. You make me mad. You can make me upset. That can happen. I'm aware of that. So I try to put myself in positions where none of that stuff happens. You feel me? Keith in the building, brother. What up, though? Appreciate you, Keith. I put myself in situations where stuff like that don't happen. You know, and that's what I tell people. Like even the conversations we had when I describe myself. I'm not saying if you're not like me, something wrong with you. I'm not saying anything. I'm just talking about me. I had people like, oh, well, you don't believe in this. And like, that's me, bro. We still cool. You can believe in what you believe in. You can do what you do, and I can do what I do. I won't interrupt you. You don't interrupt me. That's respect. You feel me? What happens is people start interrupting one another. Linda, what up, though? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Do it for fun. Appreciate you. That's where things start getting all messed up at, is when people try to make other people be like them. Like me personally, if I can't tolerate it, I'm away from it. And that's just because my life experience, the things I've been through, and the things I'm going through now. You know, I got a lot of responsibilities. Like even when we talk about men, right? I don't say just because a man ain't like me, that's not a man. Because as men, we all got different responsibilities, different circumstances. We have the same responsibilities, but the circumstances is different, so we gotta handle it different. You know. So like I had one dude, he got mad because I was saying I'm with my wife and kids, and he felt like he was still a good father because I mean he wasn't excluded from being a good father because he wasn't with his baby mama. I said I never said that. I'm just telling you me what I have to do. So people similar to me, they might can use something. But that's why we supposed to be able to talk to each other like man, because all of us is different. So we gonna have different perspectives, different viewpoints, and all that, right? So if we get together and have these talks, we can help more brothers. We can help some sisters. That's what I do. You know. And one dude say I was fake because he seen me in beef sectors or different chats, and I'm like, what is you talking about, bro? Like I'm a human being. I'm a connoisseur. I watch things. I interact with people. Well, if you was really the way, what did I say I was? Never said nothing but I'm me. That's all I ever said is I'm me. I ain't never said I'm perfect. I never said I'm holy. I never said I'm spiritual. Nah, I'm just me. I do me, you know. But no matter where I go, I do me, you know, respectfully. I can go anywhere. It's like in real life. I mean, I can go from the hood to the boardroom. I can adapt. I know the first thing to do, especially when you're dealing with men, is just give them respect. You respect another man, you can look a man in the face and hello, handshake, nice firm. That's respect. Y'all walk away. Y'all ain't gotta have a conversation or talk. We just understand. That's how it's supposed to go. Oh, good key. Doing my usual overnight show. Hey, brother, you take it. Anita Petty Piper in the building. But back to the subject. And look, I don't want no one to get it misconstrued, right? Because we delineate, so we getting precise with it. We all heard of the term lipstick on a pig, right? Uh, we all heard of the saying, you put some sugar and some medicine, it helps it go down. So when I say the only thing that come out of people is what's in them, it come out in different ways. Some people know how to mask things. You know, you can think they cool, but they agents. And what we mean by agents, not from the CIA or FBI, just people who come around to knock you off your square. You especially on here, you gonna have people like that. You come on here to do your thing, people will get cool. That happens in real life. Like, man, I'll be honest with you. So much it baffled me because of the things I experienced in the street. I experienced it in the office too. I experienced it working in the hospital. Like, dang, y'all grimy. That's what we use the term grimy in Detroit. So, like, y'all people grimy. Like, y'all be setting people up. I seen people in the hospital set other people up to lose their job because they didn't like them. Like, is that serious? Like, we all here to make money because we got bills to pay. You don't like them, don't talk to them. Just keep it moving. I don't want to see them. Like, what? Like, this territory. Like, we game back. My sis, Tamika, what up, though? Appreciate you. Hey, Nightbot is rocking and rolling. So, y'all can definitely drop y'all links. Hit exclamation point word. Nightbot will drop your link. Double speak. If you're still in the house, drop your link, brother, or one of my mods. Please do me a favor and drop double speak's link. Hey, anybody else in here got a channel? You know, um, definitely drop your link. People are petty. Hey, that's my favorite term. Over here, we the petty fam. So we know how petty people can get. But it's better to be petty than to be ignorant. You feel me? But yeah, people are evil, man. People will do some, but that's what's in them. That's the whole point of me. When you see someone do something to someone else, understand there's a possibility they do it to you. It can event no matter what it is. But when I see people do stuff, let me break this down because I say I'm gonna be precise. When I see somebody do something, the first thing I think of is it a pattern. You see what I'm saying? First thing you recognize when you see somebody do something is it a pattern because sometimes people will do something out of defense, out of a reaction. It might not be normal behavior. It might be a defense mechanism. Okay, because it's like this. If you slap me, I might just shoot you. But guess what? If you never slapped a person, you wouldn't get shot. Or is this a person who just likes shooting people? And any little thing you do, the burner coming up. I know both type of people. So guess what? As long as you don't do nothing to make them pull it out, it don't come out. But the other dude, you got to be cautious of what you do because, man, look, man, I grew up around some nutty people. Like, and then this is what I be telling people. I'm not a regular Detroiter. Okay, I'm gonna get some of my people on here. They regular Detroit, right? I'm from the backwoods. I was 9 years old when I moved to Detroit. So even though most of my life I've been there, it was like a culture shock. Like the whole and like you go from watching or listening to NWA to being in that shit, literally. I remember the first time I listened to NWA, I was 8 years old. And the next year, I'm in the middle of Detroit. The neighborhood we moved in, they called it Baby Vig now. If you know anybody from the D, ask them how 7 Mile and Hayes. 7 Mile and Hayes, ask them about it. The first 3 days there, I seen people dead. I ain't never seen nothing like. I ain't never even really seen nobody die on TV. I went to funerals. So even that, right? Being exposed to all that stuff when I was young, it put things in me that later on I had to get it out. And you don't get all that out. You know what I'm saying? But you understand how to cope, how to deal with it, how to um, tame it. Really, that's real basically. It's how to tame it. But everybody don't learn that. You know, once it's in them, it's in them. So if some people get demon time in them, that's just who they are, and that's what you go get out of them. Even if you get a nice side, eventually you go get that bad side. You need to understand what triggers people. If something triggers, or if it's just natural behavior. Some people will do a lot out of, like I said, out of defense. But if you see it as a behavior, then eventually it's go. Uh, that's just who the person is. So a thief is gonna be a thief until they decide not to be a thief. Until they decide. That's just like, when I work with addicts. Addict gonna be an addict until they stop wanting to be an addict. It's two type of addicts. It's an active addict and a recovering addict. But once an addict, always an addict. And you either recovering or you active, and you constantly recovering because the realest one is in the building. What up? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, y'all go check out bro too. Go check out the realest one. Uh, yeah, y'all stay tuned for the second. We're gonna have some fun. Realest gonna kill me. But yeah, whatever's in them is gonna come out, and that's you too. So how did I change that? I put positive things in me, and I had to keep reminding myself not to put the things I didn't want in me, not to allow those things to build in me. When I get upset, I handle that right then and there. I don't drag it on. I don't let it. I don't fluster. I don't ruminate. I'm not letting it germinate. It's not going to ferment. None of that. I get rid of it. I handle it, or I transmute it. Use that energy for something beneficial to it. Is energy. We're going to talk about that in another show. But the whole point I'm making is that you have to be responsible. You have to be accountable. Responsibility comes before accountability. So even dealing with other people, you can't get mad at people for being who they are. You just really can't. That's the asinine of me. We get mad at people because that's just what. No, you should be mad at yourself for even fucking with them. If that's the case, you should be mad at yourself for dealing with the person, and you knew the person was like that. You just didn't think they was gonna do it to you. No, that's who they are. They're gonna do it to everybody as soon as they get the opportunity. That's just what it is. Like me, I'm gonna be respectful to everybody as soon as I get the opportunity. It's not a downgrade or anything to my manhood for being respectful and showing another man dignity, even if I don't know. I don't take a blow. That's what's in me. I respect myself and I dignify myself. So if I can't interact with a person, commander in the building, honey pot, what up though? I just see you. Push it down the toilet. There's around to see the smell and marinate. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta get rid of it right then and there. Because if you don't, it's go like we talked about rumination. When you just hold on to things. You know what used to happen when I do that? I used to be so mad and angry and I'd be holding on to things and I would snap on someone for the smallest thing. They do, when they say the straw break the camel back, that one straw. You drop one piece of straw, even though the camel back full of straw, it's just one little piece you drop and snap, camel back broke. And that's what used to happen. I wouldn't even be mad at that person. It'd just be the smallest thing. And boom. Oh, Commander is a nut. That's my homie, man. Commander is a nut. Like we, at the end of the day, because this is like one of my biggest problems. It's not even a problem. I understand how, but it's just me. I always see the light in people. Always see the light, but sometimes the people don't see it in themselves, and you can't show nobody. You can convince them to go look for it, but you can't. A person that self journey. Everyone has to do it themselves. You can inspire, you can motivate. You just can't do it for them. You just can't. They have to go on their journey alone. But you can cheerlead, you can hype them up, but they have to do it. They have to do the work. Until a person ready to put the work in. Like imagine this. Imagine you hungry, right? And somebody tell you, I give you the seed. If you plant it in 3 days, you'll have all the food you ever want. Or I can just feed you now. Some people will probably starve for 3 more days and never have to worry about food. But I promise you, a large portion will eat right now and then worry about trying to eat later. I can tell you that because you can observe that for yourself. You know, like people, like they want things right now. They want things instantly. They want things. Even think about fast food. The name is in the name. We want it now. We don't want to wait. We want it now. We want it fast. That built a whole consciousness. Even think about this, man. Look, did y'all ever notice this? I was driving down the street one day. I'm like, damn, why are these restaurants red and yellow? McDonald's, Wendy King, Burger. I'm like, and the reason I noticed it because it was by a damn stoplight. I'm looking like these SOBs. No, they didn't. My, they play with colors and words. And did y'all ever notice that? The McDonald's, Burger King, everything is nationwide, red and yellow. Slow down and stop. Come in here. Come eat. I ain't gonna go into the symbolism. I was supposed to do a show on that way back, like in February this year. So I'm gonna have to do that. But yeah, y'all ever notice that though? Like man, the way they play with the consciousness and the subconscious is crazy. But we don't know. We think we have free will. Okay, I ain't gonna get into that. But like I said, whatever's in you is gonna come out. Whatever in you is gonna come out. And like I said, some people can mask things. So you have to see things for what they are. Just accept things for what it is. And if you can tolerate it, you can roll with it. If you can't, then um, you gonna have an issue. That's what I'm saying. You can't truly be upset at anyone for being themselves. You chose to do it. I mean, it's we have to be responsible for what and who we give our attention to. They say wolf in sheep's clothing. We know. We have so many examples, especially uh, even from the biblical days. You read the Bible, you hear about betrayal, Judas, and you see Cain and Abel. So this ain't nothing new. The only thing new is us. We new to it. We trying to figure it out. We trying to reinvent the wheel while we doing it though. That's why I said just accept things for what they are. Accept people for who they are. You know, um, diversity to me is the most beautiful. One of the most beautiful things that we have is diversity. Everything would be so boring if it was the same. Having different things, like this old, one of my old school, one of the old heads told me this. He said it's crazy how everybody can eat everybody food, but everybody don't like everybody. Like, how you gonna eat a man's food and not like the man or the person who cooked? And I'm like, man, that shit don't even make sense. Old drunk. And then the more I experience life, the more I begin to understand what he was saying. Like we everyone takes from everyone's culture, some way, shape, or form. But everyone don't take to everyone. You know, just being cool with people, being respectful to people. If you don't like it, don't deal with it. Mary B in the building. What up, sis? Let me pin the link. I don't think I got the link pinned. I don't want it to disappear. But yeah, and you know, that's one of the hardest lessons I had to learn. But and see, that's what I'm saying. Even that, like, I don't judge people. Like, if I see someone do something like that ain't cool, first thing I look at is the stimulant. Why did this person do it? Okay, is this a behavior of this person? Stephanie, what up, though? Homeless in America, brother, what up, though? Appreciate you, appreciate you. If I missed anyone, I apologize. I'm not even looking at my phone. We on Rumble, too. I don't think I put the hashtag on. But we on Rumble, too. Melch, what up, though? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But what that was one of the hardest things I had to learn, you know, because I had to look at myself too, because there's certain things I don't deal with, and there's certain ways and philosophies that I have that may be extreme to other people. I totally understand, you know. So I accept people for how they look at life. Why? Because I don't really care if people judge me. Meaning, not meaning I don't care if they judge me. Look, I don't want them to judge me, so I'm not gonna judge them. But people still go judge you, even if you don't judge them. They still go judge you. But I just feel like it happens a lot less. You don't open yourself up to the experience because when you go pointing at people, people point back. And the more I focus on other people, the less I can focus on me. And you will be distracted worrying about somebody else and forget about yourself. I spent years doing that. So I'm like, nah. For me to even be of value to anyone, I have to make myself of value. I have to I have to be of value. I can't do that if I'm running around trying to help everybody. I'm running around trying to be the sacrificial lamb for everybody. That's basically what I was. I made sure everybody else was straight. And then you look up like, damn, who making sure I'm straight? So even when I say whatever's gonna come in out of you is what's in you, um, like I said, even when I'm nice to people, it's because they allow me to be. That's just who I am. I be nice to everybody. I treat everybody with dignity and respect. Um, and if I can't, I don't interact with them. If I gotta be mean to somebody, I'm straight. I don't even want you around me. You ain't my people. My people, I should be able to kick it, be cool, laugh, we should be able to have fun. I shouldn't have to worry about nothing. That's like, look, I guess I might have to be a little petty to say this, but like me, right? Um, I've never been talking to somebody like, let me record what they saying. I've never did that. I know shit about people who I can't stand. Like, I do not like, and I never say nothing. But when people start, you know, that's to me, as a man, I'm gonna say that as a man. Females emotional. Females, y'all are a whole different species, man. I just know not to piss females off, right? I know not to piss females off, but it's like I don't know. I don't interact with people thinking that something bad gonna happen because I won't even interact with the person. You feel me? That's where I'm at right now in my life. Right now, nah. If I think something bad or when I feel it, I'm done. I'm done. I'm straight. I'm good because I don't want no issue. Somebody moving, fishy, and funny, I'm straight. Have a nice life. There's a billion people on this planet. You know, this didn't work out. Call it a day. I'm telling you, man. My wife be like, "You ignorant as hell." It's like I will be having a look. I done had man. Look, we had went to the wave pool, right? And you know when you get there, like I said, I'm respectful and I'm nice to everybody. So we sitting there, and my son running through the splash pad. I can't see shit, right? Excuse my friend. I can't see nothing. So I have to go with him, right? So I go with him, and then I come back, and there's some random people talking to my wife, and I'm like, okay, they cool, whatever. Talking to them, and they start talking to me. We're having good conversation, right? Everything cool, you know. And then the guy said, well, where do you live? And I told him the area. He's like, oh, what street? And I looked at him. In the prior question, the girl asked about my wife's vehicle. So at this point, I said, well, why do you need to know the street I stay on? And why do you need to know what kind of vehicle we drive? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, where do you live? What kind of car do you drive? Oh, well, I said, man, get the fuck away from me right now, please. Because I'm getting upset. Just leave. I said, you know what? And we left, right? So we go down to the beach, we chilling. My wife like, you tripping, this, that. Now, they was chilling around us for a good 30 minutes, right? Good 30 minutes, right? We was talking about kid stuff, you know, the outfits, where my son got these outfits from. 30 minutes. So we go to the park area after the beach. So it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours past. And the dude walked up to us and said, hey, did your son drop these glasses? I said, bro, if you don't get away from, I would just know you know my son ain't had those glasses. I just sat around you for 30 minutes. It don't even go with his outfit. We was talking about how, man, get away from me. I don't trust you. And now you moving and acting funny. Please stay away from me. Because next time you approach me, I'm going to break you. It was a little dude. I would have broke him. I'm being honest. I don't play with people. I done been shot and stabbed. I done seen people lose they. I done seen people get so. And my wife is so personable. She's so sweet. She's so. Uh, nah, bro, I ain't playing that. You ain't about to get that comfortable with me. I don't know you. That's weird. Why do you need to know all this stuff about somebody you don't know? Unless you're trying to get something. You trying to come to my house? Nah, you have to be careful. Like I said, people will slap lipstick on a pig, act all nice and sweet just to get you comfortable. Your guard is down now. Now they can extract or they can put some BS in you or put some BS on you and you won't even be paying attention until you start smelling it. You're like, hold on, man, what the hell are you gonna spray it on? You gonna put some shit around? No, what is this? Okay, well, I replied. I'm like, what? Hold on, what did I miss? Actually, karma is hitting. Person's mother. And see, you know what, Mary B? I believe in spiritual aikido. I'm not playing with you. Like, cause this is what people don't understand. When I tell people don't open yourself up to stuff, when you have the intentions to do something negative, you you create negative energy. So even if it hit the person, it's still coming back to you. That's how karma works. Whatever you put out comes back. So that's why I say I don't judge people. I had to train myself not to think negatively about people and just look at things for what they are. I had to take and what happened was I took my emotions out of it. That's the secret. That's how I did it. Once I remove my emotion, I just look at things for what they are. If a person is messed up, then they messed up. That's just who they are. I don't care why they doing this, and none of that stuff matters. When you emotional, you start caring. Why would you do this to me? I thought we was cool. No, I'm straight. You do something foul, you just a foul person. That's just what it is. That's another point I'm trying to make with this. You know, stop caring about what people do and just start looking at that's what they do. Stop caring. It's nothing personal. They just messed up people doing messed up things. That's just how people are. I used to wonder, like, man, I done did everything. I done been so polite to this person, so respectful, so humble. I done did everything, and they playing me like a sucker. Yeah, because that's what they do. That's that person. Now you recognize it and get the hell away from it. There's no point. Like, even on, I be looking like, if they, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's content. I don't know what's real. And I really don't care. But sometimes, like some people, I be looking like, man, you have more success running through a brick wall than making sense with this person. I heard, I don't know if double speak still in the chat. Oh my God, bro. Man, speak. If you still in the chat, brother. When I heard this dude trying to explain homoerotica, I'm like, what the y'all dumb. Like, no, you just learned a word using it totally out of context, not having no working comprehension of what the word means, and you telling other people they dumb. And no form of accountability, no sense of uh, even responsibility. Be responsible with what you say to people, especially when you're calling people stupid and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But I'm like, making sense to this person. Like, bro, you have better look selling a bird a plane ticket. You have better luck. Oh man, but that's what you're dealing with. So if it's in them, that's what's gonna come out. So even when we talk about all these different personalities, right? Narcissists, even the dark empaths, you know, talking about the dark triad. These people who have Machiavellianism means they're manipulators. People who have psychopath or sociopath, meaning they lack empathy. They just don't care. They never think they wrong. And people who have narcissists, you look at someone and say, "Oh, this person is a narcissist." You don't even know what you're looking at because these people have all these other traits. Meaning that's a whole different understanding of what you think it is. You looking at the narcissist side, but they manipulating like a mug, and they have no empathy while they doing it. They don't care about other people. People often look at other people as themselves. And what I mean by that is because you feel you would do this, that this other person would do this. Just because I'm nice or I'm genuine, that they're genuine. No, they've been acting the whole time. And you can see it, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I be saying stuff and I don't, because a lot of times, people don't believe things until they say it themselves. That's just how humans are. A lot of us, you know, some people can be swayed with words, but a lot of people Even okay, think about those people. If you really like someone, I use myself for example. People will come and tell me like such and such and such and such, such and such, such and such, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's how you feel, but I see another side. And like I said, a lot of times that's fact. A lot of times that's fact. Because like I said, I look a little deeper than I believe most people do. Look at, um, like I said, I comprehend things. I don't see the use of trying to understand anything. Everything I do is comprehension. So I see things differently. Like I was just telling you, a stimulant. Okay, you say this person is this and that and that. When, why, and how? Is this person like that all the time, or when these things happen, when these people around, when they're in this type of environment? How? When are you seeing it? Is this just around you? So that's how I look at it. People, you know, just because someone tells me something about someone, don't mean I believe it or rock with it or roll with it. I see it for myself. If it's there, it's there. You know, it ain't nothing to say about it. It just is what it is. You know, Miss 702, what it do? Peace and blessings, fam. Dre is in the building. Dre, bro, I gotta talk to you, man. I'm gonna start doing a fight segment. Um, I'm gonna definitely do a fight segment, but it's a whole bunch of good fights that passed and still coming up. I'm going for Rougarou. I know Haney probably go box him to death, but I want to see a knockout, so I'm going for Rougarou. Even though I know Haney gonna win, I'm trying to speak it into existence, Dre. Hold on. I know they toss in the chat. True that, and the landscape has changed several times over the years. And I seen it change just a little bit of time I was here, realist. I can't imagine you. You've been here way longer than me. That's why I be listening. Like, yeah, I just be chilling. Like, I be listening to all y'all tell me y'all stories. I be learning from all that. They interpret it how they want to, and that's the thing, you know. That man. That's why they call you the realest Mary B, because it's so many things that occurred and people, you know, no matter how you explain it, the way they interpret it, that's just how it is. You know, there's no other interpretation. That's why even when something happened, you know, always, even from my perspective, always let someone look at it and let them like, what do you see? I don't even tell them what I've seen in it. I just let them look for themselves and then see if they see what I see. Because I know I can be tripping. I'm human. I might see something and predicated on my own personal experience. I might be ignorant. I can be ignorant to the situation because maybe I've never experienced nothing like that. Think about how things happen, right? And people rush to judge, and then when all the information come out, they be like, "Oh, that'd be so funny to me." And then people be so arrogant. They have them narcissistic traits. They don't even apologize. Like, even think of a podcast, like something come out, right? That's like, I'm gonna use me for another example. When Javante Tank Davis last year in January, right before his fight with Hector Garcia, he got into some legal trouble. He got arrested, and predicated upon his past, people start judging him. Oh, he this, oh, he that. A day later, like soon as it happened, people putting his mug shots up here. They doing all this crazy stuff. I'm like, man, why don't y'all let the information come out? It just happened. We don't know why. Well, he arrested. I know people who got arrested and they was innocent. Wait till the information come out. Nope. People bringing up his past, dragging him. Come to find out, the girl lied. No one apologized. No one took his mug shot down. But then we complain about what other people do to it. A lot of these bloggers was black people. I snapped and made a whole video about it, but I had to put it on private. But oh yeah, I went off. I went off because to me that was ignorant. Like the same people crying about the system and doing all that. First opportunity they get to throw a brother under the bus and make a couple dollars, they do it. First opportunity. And I'm like, man, y'all weird. Like y'all weird, man. Y'all ain't on this for real. That's like me personally. Like I said, even the people who are um, people who, you know, I might not be saying eye to eye with right now. I ain't about to throw no mud on their name. I ain't gonna do it. Not me. You know, I'm not gonna do it. That's because that's not my intention. Okay. Like the stuff I have to look, I ain't gonna be one of the people who be saying stuff and then as soon as the opportunity presents itself, do something different and then blame it on the situation. To me, that's not accountability. That's making an excuse, and you're a liar. I see a lot of people like that, and it's okay. You know, people make that okay, and I'll be sitting back like, that's an excuse. That's not accountability. These are adults doing this stuff. That's just weird to me. But if that's the flow, that's the flow. I just know that's not where I go. I'm straight, but I'm not gonna disturb them from doing what they do. Because when you start disturbing other people, that's when they disturb you. So I mean, if people like it, I love it. I can't do nothing about it. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's so many. So yeah, and to hear the whole story, you know, and to hear the whole story. Um, and then this too. This is what I go with too. I go with energy like a mother. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You can feel it, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being real. Maybe because I grew up in the street, because I seen uh, the experience I'm having. Like when I'm talking to somebody and they saying some fugazi stuff, I be look. I mean, I already know it and it's bad. Like I'm telling you, when I finally come on camera, I'm gonna have to sit back. I'm gonna go buy a camera. I'm not gonna do it from the laptop because y'all gonna be crying at my facial expression. Because it's been times when people say, and if it's just joking, you just gonna see my face. Like I cannot hide body language, mug. Hey, look, have you ever said hello to somebody and then you just see that whole facial expression change and you be like, damn, I just fucked their day up saying hi. I did that, and I'm looking at the person like, oh my bad, I shouldn't have said nothing to the person. Like, damn, I just ruined their day. I was just trying to be nice. I'm gonna just sit back and relax. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm telling you, I'm like, dang man, it ain't even that serious. Don't. We need to make you a I ain't even gonna say that if people take things the wrong way. I'm gonna just be there. I'll be there. I want to see. I'm nosy. I want to learn. You gonna learn today. I want to learn. Definitely. Saturday, we about to have a countdown clock. But yeah, if you just watch people's body language, they'll tell you everything. Even when people smile, I can tell you if it's manufactured. People, will frown. Like I be looking like, well, why you like? I don't know. It's just, I guess, just from experience. You know, overnight can't deal. They be catching it in the daytime shifts. I'm telling you, Keith, bro, I used to love working midnight. I used to love when I was working at the hospital. When I was an anesthesia tech, I couldn't work midnight. We only had two shifts. But unless I pull like overnighter. Like if I needed to do a 24, depending on like if it was certain cases I had to stay over, or I'd be on call for like Gift of Life. They come in. But other than that, like when I went down to registration, that was I did that for a couple months, and that working midnight, oh my god, that was beautiful. You just ain't got to dip. And I used to hate when the managers come in the morning right before you leave. Like, dang man, why y'all couldn't just stay out 30 more minutes? 30 minutes, I gotta be around y'all. I don't know. Everything is okay with you. Too much be going on in the day. Like, hey man, that's why I said like y'all too. I'm straight. No, 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 no. Yeah, but like I said, even when people try to put some sugar on their medicine and give it to you, eventually you'll see it for what it is. And that's the key. And that's why I always tell people patience. Don't rush nothing. And when people try to rush things, try to make things, that should be a clue. Like, hold on, what? No, no. You gotta let the foundation settle once you pour it. It gotta settle. It gotta get hardened. It gotta get strong. Gotta get solid. Don't go stepping in it. We don't need no footprints in the foundation. You might mess it up. No, let the foundation settle. We call them the day walkers. Them day walking demons. People be waking up gang banging on breakfast. That day shift be a mug, man. People be so evil on day shift. Mad as hell because they had to wake up and come in here. That's what it be. They be mad as hell. Here every goddamn day dealing with this. And drink a whole cup of coffee in the first 10 minutes. Peanut butter chocolate trail mix. Sounds good. I'm telling you, man, they be game banging on breakfast. I can't do no day shift. Mm-mm. But like when I worked in the office, like in the real estate office, and when I did life insurance, I loved the day. I mean, you're in your own little cubicle doing your own little thing. So if somebody come ask you, or you got a meeting or something, you just chilling, doing you. So, yeah, that was fun. I miss being real estate was really fun. I might, well, I can't drive, but that was really fun. People, but these fools. But yeah, you just gotta be careful with people. But don't avoid people. That's the thing. It's like people shut down because uh, that's what I had to learn. That was one of my toughest lessons. I just was like, man, these people. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I still feel like that. Like people just weird. Most people weird. But then if you think everybody weird, you won't find the unweird people. So you can't just and you have to be understand. People go through stuff. Like you might catch somebody, or you know, some people be like the first impression. For me, everything is about consistency. First time I met you might be a bad day. You know, second time I meet you, if it's the same thing, then that's just who you are. Or you know, or if it's in that same time span. But you might get someone on a bad day, and if the first impression is everything, I don't like cliches. I don't know. I just never really, I understand, but people live by this rule. Why? It don't make sense. Like the first time I met you, what if I just had a loss in my family and you all giddy giddy happy and I'm all messed up? My energy gonna be off, and that's my fault. Like these cliches. I mean, To me, they cop out. A lot of things people do to other people because it was done to them. People are people. People change too. That's why I just don't throw people away. I try to create space. 'Cause you never know what a person is going through when they're going through, and you can't determine or you can't really dictate how people go through things. That'd be so weird to me. People be like, I can tell you ways to heal, but I can't tell you to do it. I can tell you about it, but I'm not about to say you need to do this. I don't know your circumstance. This is how you know when people deal with people, like on a daily basis, like it's your job to help other people versus you just living your life and you see somebody struggling and now you want to give them some advice. There's a difference between that because when you deal with people, you begin to understand that circumstances and situations are different. It ain't a one size fit all. Even when we had these conversations, I'm just giving game. That's all I'm giving. If you can use it at this particular time, use it. If you can't, then can't. But more than that, I try to get people to see, observe for themselves, give you the tools to get where I'm at, not the solution. My solution is mine. But these are the tools I use to get there. That's why we talk about these behaviors, these different concepts. Because maybe you can hear the concept that I'm saying and tailor it to you in your situation. But I can't tell you what I did because you might not have the resources. You may not be in the same situation to do what I did. I remember it was this young lady was telling her story about how she was abused, how she was getting physically abused by her boyfriend. Right? He only physically abused her. And she said, honestly, she said it was not to the point where she felt like her life was in danger. And I'm thinking like, man, he hitting you, doing all this stuff, yeah, your life in his danger. And then she said everybody kept telling her to leave. No one gave her an option where to go. They kept telling her to go to a shelter. So she went to the shelter, and her third day there, um, three people jumped on her, and she almost died. She almost lost her life, and she got the S word abused. She got raped by three dudes. Almost lost her life. So it's easy to tell people what to do, but you know what you don't have to do once you tell them? You don't have to live with the consequences. So when you're giving people advice, make sure you're giving them solutions, not just what you think sound good, something that you know can work. You have to be responsible. That's like even when I was telling people when I hear the conversations about the school system, I tell people to homeschool your kids. Well, I don't have the resources. I gave you some solutions. Before you take them out of school, look for groups. Look for retired teachers. Ask family and friends. You have to look for solutions. Maybe you don't. Maybe you never thought of doing all these things. Retired teachers, it's groups. I guarantee you, no matter where you live at, there's a group of people homeschooling kids, and you can just Google and find them. You can Google even retired teachers willing to homeschool kids. Google it; it'll pop up. Rudy, what up, though? Google it; it'll pop up. You know, they have alternative options. You just have to do the research. But I'm not just gonna tell you to take kids out of school. I have to give you something tangible, something that you can use. So even that, people say things to you that sound good, and you trying things that don't benefit you. You have people who will try to push you away from other people. Like all this, I'm pretty sure we experienced on a personal level. If it was at work, it could have been family, friends, somebody come in and they don't like somebody, don't agree with somebody, so now they want you not to like or agree with them. And then you end up pushing this person away, and then the person who convinced you, you know, they on to the next thing. That happened at work. I was cool with this one dude, right? And this chick came in, and she didn't want him close to me because she was using him. She didn't have to work hard because he did, and I was pointing that out. And she said I was hating because she liked him and not me. And I'm like, nah, you're not even my type. You're little. I need something thick. But anyway, I'm like, no, I'm straight. Uh, but yeah, man, him stop being cool. And then she got another job and she stopped talking to him. And then like 3 months later, he was like, man, I think she did. And I said, I was trying to tell you that. But now that I know you that weak, I don't even want to deal with you like that. We can't be cool. So, man, him ain't cool no more. And, and see, that's the thing too. Like people, uh, I don't know. I can't, me personally, I can't get fixated on somebody like that. I can't just fixate, like, I'm gonna bring this person down. You know, I'm gonna hurt this person. I can't do it. To me, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you be thinking a person is a narcissist. No, they psychopath. That's psychopath or sociopath. That can be when a person is fixated on you and just keep coming after you and coming after you, that's not narcissism. It's not. It's psychopath. That they on some Michael Myers shit. So you definitely, I'm telling you, man. I was talking to this female, and I'm looking like she's like, I don't even care if you beat me up. You ain't getting rid of me. I'm looking like, lady, you crazy. You nuts. You got kids. Go tend to your children. I can't be no stepdaddy no more. I'm straight. Like, no. Drina, what up, sis? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But yeah, when people get fixated like this girl, I'm telling you, she tried to convince her daughter. Like her daughter called my phone. I'm like, she brought her daughter over. Well, she just wanted to see. Go take her and see her daddy. What the hell she want to see me for? Lady, you crazy. I'm done with you. Like you did all this weird stuff, and I finally said no. Like she swung a butcher knife at me, man. Nicked my eye. Glasses flew off. I had a big 357. I grabbed it and I pointed it at her. She like, oh, you go. And it didn't register in my head till she said, you go shoot me. And I'm like, no, because I'm not going to jail. You're not worth it. I'm like, I'm leaving. And she took another couple swings at me with the knife. I'm looking like, man, you ain't leaving me. Shit, watch me. I'm out. I left everything. I ain't even, I just ran out the door, got in the car and drove off. But when she nicked me, like, I don't know why the littlest cuts be like leaking the most blood because all this blood is like running down my face. I'm thinking like she done cut my face open. I've been cut before, so I know when your adrenaline pumping, and I know you don't feel everything at once. So I can't even see. I'm just driving to the hospital. I get there, they know me, take me right in the back, clean me up. They're like, boy, you got nicked. And I'm like, they ain't even put a steri strip on it. I'm like, oh, they didn't even put a steri strip. I don't even have a mark from that. Um, but it was like leaking so much blood. Like I had blood running down the side of my face, all in my beard and everything. The littlest nick. But then I went and stayed at my mom's house, right? And then I was like, well, I'm gonna go over there in the morning. And when I tell you this is what I'm saying, I took a lot of L's messing with crazy female. And this house, I was buying it on a land contract, right? But her, her daughter, her brother, and her sister, her mother died, so she was taking care of her little brother and sister. And her sister was like 18, her brother was, I think he was like 12 at the time. Her daughter was 8. Her daughter was 8. So I get back to the next morning. I go to the house to grab some stuff out. I see like probably about 10 garbage bags in the front. Right. And she was supposed to be at work. So as I'm walking to the door, she opened. She said, "All your stuff right there." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "This is my house." She was like, "Well, you left." And I'm like, "You know what? Let me just get my stuff." I grab it. I'm like, "Why the fuck this shit feel like it got water in it?" She laughing and closed the door. I opened the bag. All I smell is bleach. Everything that I had, she bagged everything, all my stuff up, and dumped bleach in the bag. Everything I had was destroyed. Everything. Anything that was mine in that house. I'm talking about video game system, my clothes, my paper, I had documents in there. All my stuff was messed up. All because I wanted to go back to school. I'm not bullshitting you. I am not. The whole argument started because I said I'm going back to school, and she like, you just trying to find somebody to leave me. I'm like, what? She was drunk. I'm like, she was alcoholic. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't help it. I bought her the liquor. But I put myself through it. I don't blame her. I'm not mad at her. I'm not upset at her. I had to understand I chose to deal with it. Right? What was I supposed to expect? She gonna turn into a housewife? No, that ain't who she is. That's just not who she is. She is who she is. So whatever she dealt out, I was a willing participant until I stopped being willing. Man, I'm telling you, man, she did a number on me. Like her, and then the girl after that was my ex-wife. And this is the thing though, when that happened, everything, I mean, the documents, and it was some like personal stuff that I can't replace, you know, but I wasn't hurting. Anything that I lost, I was hustling. So like, it wasn't like it was a blow because it was like my personal stuff that got ruined and messed up, and a lot of the documents I couldn't even replace the documents. Some of the stuff I couldn't replace. But like the clothes and stuff like that, I wasn't really mad because I had I was living there. That was my house. But like my more expensive stuff, I left at my mom's house. Like my suits, my gaiters, all that stuff was at my mom's house. And she messed up like 2 pair of gaiters. I got custom shoes and Timberlands and like all that stuff was at my mom's house. I had just moved in with her. She lost her house when I went and bought her house. I was dating her, and her landlord didn't pay the mortgage, so the bank took the house, and she had nowhere to go. So I bought a house on a land contract. Worst mistake of my life. One of them. One of them. But I learned from all this. All this stuff is. This is how I learned accountability. Because you can sit there and blame the girl, the man, whatever you know. You can blame that person, But ultimately, you participated. Well, they tricked me. You didn't see it. You should have seen it. Well, I couldn't. Well, that's the problem. So guess what? Someone else can do the same thing to you. You have to be responsible. You have to care about you enough not to allow these people to do these things. Because guess what? They not gonna stop doing them. People ain't gonna treat you nice because you treat them nice. That's just not how it works. Like that's why I said I had these conversations. I look for solutions. We can sit up here and have a pity party on how this person took advantage of us, or this or that. Nah, let's talk about how we can prevent this from happening again. How can we recognize it? How can we spot it? What? Let's talk about that. Because all the other stuff, it don't get you nothing. You just start trauma bonding. Straight. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is why y'all don't hear me complaining about none of this stuff or oh woe is me. I don't do that trauma bonding shit. Excuse my friend. I just don't do it. I can feel empathy for people, but I'm not no. I don't do trauma bonding. I am not attaching no strings to none of y'all. Y'all my people, I love you. I ain't doing it because uh it's not gonna benefit neither one of them. It's really not. Like I said, I can be empathetic. I can be sympathetic. We can talk and we can talk about solutions. Let's make it better. But I ain't about to sit here and, oh my God, I can't believe, no, that shouldn't, you were so wrong. No, let's figure this shit out so it won't happen again. Let's do that. Because it will. I don't know, man. That's very, no, man. But that, man, look, I'll be sitting here and I'll be watching, I'll be listening to people. I'll be like, I don't think nobody know what's going on right now. Like, this is about to go to like I ain't gonna call it a hate rally, but everybody just gonna be in here bitching and complaining in a minute. What? And then I'll be like, oh, I gotta go. I can't do it. I don't know. I just like solutions. I'm about that action. I'm about that act. If there's a problem, okay, let's solve it. I'll be on my Madlock. We gonna figure this out. I'm like Madlock and MacGyver mixed into one. Oh man, y'all know I'm getting sleepy, and that's why be in the gym. Yeah, that's some grown. I'm telling you, man. I have to grip. I mean, we all, you know. I don't, you know. Everybody where they at. I don't know where everybody at, as far as maturity. Unless you're interacting with people a lot, and then you only know what people tell you, and you don't know what they tell. So anyway, not even getting into all that. But yeah, I try to be on some grooms. That's what I. That's all I can. Like I come on here, we can joke, we can have fun, we can play, we will do all that. But even when we doing that, we gonna talk about some real. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about we had these conversations. You know, things that matter, things that are beneficial. Look, man, this one that I only been on for an hour. I've been on here for 2 hours, man. I'm sorry, I'm just a little tired. Um, I didn't get too much sleep last night. My daughter is like the Undertaker, man. I woke up and she was crawling on my face. I'm like, where did you come from? Go back. But yeah. So even let me play this real quick. We need a quick intermission. I need to get some more coffee. Where's it at? I gotta make my promo for the bro. But we're gonna play this real quick. Why do I always lose this one thing?
Got a monster inside of me, you better watch out. If your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed in him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick, and if you cross him you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more, freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick, you left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Y'all to Detroit when we say what up though. That's right. So when you hear this song, I want you to say, hey, what up? Hey, what up though? 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 See me in the club, shouting no deal. Pocket full of money, all big face bills. Cartier's on, diamonds in my ears. 25 stacks, so you know the ice clear. Yeah, I'm from the D, where we all do a thing. Say what up, don't talk with our own slang. Fresh and cool every time you see me out. Cotton candy shaking, so you know that's what I'm about. Fitted cap match, shoes on my feet. They can be Nike Airs or the Jordan 23s. 24 slide on the block like it's bright.
Check out the synth anti-cruise. My bad, man. I done lost some things. Oh, here we go. Bad news. I have no coffee. I have it. I just don't feel like making it. I thought I had some more on the pot. I can't believe I drank all that coffee. Hey, Eats in the building. What up, sis? What up? How long you been here? We're probably about to go into petty hour now. I said, Bronze, what up, brother? Appreciate you. Appreciate you, fam. Who going good night? Who good night? Make sure y'all drop in y'all links in the chat. I apologize. I was, yeah, Tay, they done got some stories out of me. I done told some more embarrassing stories about myself, which I don't mind because I don't get embarrassed no more. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm just too, I'm too, um, I guess I might as well do a promo for me and Sis part 2. You know, I don't really give a fuck. I don't get embarrassed. I don't care. It's like, you know, uh, it is what it is. Whatever it is, that's just what it is. You know, it's so funny how people tell other people, you know, not to judge people or look at their flaws, but as soon as they see something, they be like, "Oh shit, like, that's just what life is, man." Like I got this big dent in my head. I be cutting my hair bald. I ain't trying to hide it, and I got this little thing coming. You can see the tube in my head. I look like a Klingon, like Worf off Star Trek. Look, I got a baby Worf going on the side of my head, like a damn worm, like like I got a water hose going down the back of my ear. But that I'm not embarrassed by that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like people was like, "Yo, you go put a hat on and hide it?" Nah, I ain't put no hat on. Oh, my shunt. I got a shunt in my head, man. Oh, Mary. No, I be roasting myself. I like roasting myself better than roasting anybody else. I will sit here and roast myself all day and have fun doing it because it's fun. That's why I be telling people, can't nobody talk about me better than me. do this on a daily basis. You know how often I tell like jokes where people can't see? I do it all day. I'm using that. I got plausible deniability. My wife be like, "You see what your son did?" Nope, I can't see. She be mad as hell. Like, you saying that? Like, no, I didn't. Remember, I'm blind. I can't see. I'm legally blind. I can't see everything you see. She be getting mad as hell. Yeah, that's why I be getting the migraine. Yeah, because sometimes I don't know. Like, I can't. I don't supposed to sleep flat. I'm hard headed too. That's why I get the migraines because I'm stubborn. But I don't supposed to lay flat, and most of the time I do lay flat, and then I suffer probably like 5 or 6 hours after I wake up. But it's like my body naturally go. I be starting off sitting up, and then next thing I know, I'll be waking up flat. So I don't know what be happening when I'm asleep. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah. So I guess like when I lay down, fluid get it don't drain properly, and by the time I sit up, it's like everything just be like malfunctioning. Like my eyes don't work right away. They be going in and out for a minute. But that stuff, it only lasts maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. My eye be flickering. Sometimes it lasts longer. But when it rains and the snow is even worse because I guess the bariatric pressure in the clouds. And I got a newer, I forgot the name of it, the name of the shunt. I got a card, I think it's in my wallet. But, but this particular shunt has problems with bariatric pressure. Um, so like when the clouds start gathering and I get hella migraine. Yeah, I get hella migraine. When I drink caffeine, it helps the shunt for some reason, I guess, because caffeine actually produces more cerebral fluid. So I'm guessing it's like it put the shunt into manual mode when I drink coffee. So it'll start pumping. I can feel it, especially when it go behind my ear. When it's like pumping a lot of it out, you can feel it because there's a tube and it's under my skin, right? So it's in my head. Well, Mary know, but for the people who don't know, there's a tube in my head, right? They had to drill a hole in my skull, put a tube in between my brain, and the rest of it is running down the side of my head to the back of my ear, down my neck, into my down my stomach, and it drains right outside my stomach where the acid produces. Um, so that's how that shot works. So I got like a water pump in my head. Hey, there's a button I can push too. There's a button under my skin. Like if you push it, it'll manually drain. My son did that one day. He was just pushing my head and it did it. And it's like I froze. Like I locked up for a minute. Like my whole body locked up. Like all the spinal fluid I had in my body was gone. Yeah. Oh, I'm good. Trust me. I'm good. This ain't nothing. People going through way worse than I am. I ain't got no colostomy bag. I'd rather have this than a colostomy bag. Man, I couldn't do that. I had to help my cousin when he had his. He got shot, and he couldn't even really change his own bag at first. And he got stronger. And yes, I am like Frankenstein. Commander, all the stuff I've been through, even before this happened, my friends used to call me RoboCop or Tin Man because I had so many freaking. I didn't have like surgeries, but it was always something happening. And they said when I broke something, they got stronger. So they was calling me like Bionic Man and stuff like that. Like I messed my knee up real bad, tore it up. Uh, on top of me having Oscar Slaughters in it, I tore my MCL and ACL. So I was messed up for a minute. And when it healed, I started jumping higher and running faster. He was like, "Oh, he like the Bionic Man." So they teased me about that. My left hand, I had to get a pin put in it when I was little, and like when I hit with my left. I hit harder with my left than my right. And when they found that out, they was like, "Oh, he got the Terminator hand." Like it's a little pin in there. It's not even a plate or anything. It just got stronger because you work it. I guess I don't know. Yeah, RoboCop better. Man, I got teased so much, but it wasn't even bad. It was like good teasing. The new RoboCop. I don't want to be the old. I don't want to be the old RoboCop. The new one was running and sliding and doing all this cool stuff. I don't know. Man, that new RoboCop movie, they said it bombed. I'm like, this is how RoboCop should have been. You got this big dude walking. You ain't nobody scared of that. But you got one who can run and slide and get turbo jets and stuff. That's RoboCop. And you can smell him. Yeah, it's messed up. Man, you know what? It's so many great doctors, man. I know I got like I'm cool with a lot of doctors. Like, man, I seen like it's this doctor, he a dentist actually, and he started studying plastic surgery. It's this dude who tried to kill himself and blew half his face off. Man, he put this dude face back together. I'm looking like, man, you don't know what like that's art. I mean, the dude, he looked it funny, but he had a face. Like when he came in, there was nothing. Like the whole side of his face was gone. His jaw was half of his jaw was gone. He looked like something off Resident Evil or something, like The Walking Dead. That's how he looked. Literally, I'm not joking. Like he put a 357 in his mouth and blew half his face off. And this doctor gave him a jaw, gave him cheeks. He didn't even have a cheek on his left side. Whole left side was gone. Like you can see in the damn near in the back of his throat. Whole left side of his face was gone. I don't know if he put the gun in his mouth and turned it or whatever, but the whole left side of his face was gone. It was like neck and skull. It looked when I'm looking like, damn, he alive. I said that by mistake when he came in. I'm like, y'all bringing this in. We taking him up to surgery. I looked at him like, damn, he alive? And I'm like, I can't, I said that out loud when I seen it. Cause I used to go down and scout to see what we needed before the patient came up. So anytime we used to get gunshots, it's like somebody ringing a doorbell. Imagine it was the doorbell at Taco Bell or McDonald's. That's how gunshots was in Detroit. But yeah, he put his whole face back together. I didn't see so many doctors do amazing things. They truly touched by the creator, I promise you, because I didn't see them bring people back to life. You know, we had a surgeon that passed out during he OD'd on cocaine, and he passed out. They was looking for him, and that's how they found him. Yeah, I guess he went to go do a line before, and this was before we knew that the street drugs was laced with the F. And I don't know if we can say that on here, but that was before like it was widely known. And come to find out, because when they drug tested him, they found fentanyl in the system. And he was like, "No, I only did coke. I don't do." So they thought he stole the drugs from the hospital. And then, like probably like 7, 8 months later, they start finding out that cocaine, was laced with fentanyl. But yeah, I can tell you, I ain't even gonna say that, but I can tell you for a fact. I say it like this: those are regular people. If you think you got problems and get high, they got more money to get high. I tell you that. I say it like that. Those are regular people. They regular Joe, and you don't think they getting high? You thought you thought we was all going to bed. Yeah, you tired. I'm tired too. I'm sitting up here trying to get some more coffee. I'm gonna rock off probably about another 30 minutes. Maybe some work better. Well, bro, my cousin had a lawyer who he paid him with rocks. He paid his lawyer with rocks. Got him off too. Well, got him uh, I ain't gonna say got him off. He only had to do 2 years, but he was looking at 10. He only had to do two, so paid him with crack. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's like that's why like when people was complaining about wearing masks, I was like, damn, I used to have to wear these masks probably whole shift sometimes. Sometimes I put one mask on. Well, we rotate the mask. Once we come out the room, we got to put a brand new mask on to go back in. So I mean, but I used to wear masks for almost 8, 12 hours a day. I mean, took it off to eat, but mainly you. But I don't know, different type of mask, surgical mask. Everyone get the flu. Hey, y'all better get on herbs. I'm telling you, I'm back on my herb kit. Yeah, but I think we hit the most important point. But the link is still pinned, I believe. Anybody want to hit the link and come up? Um, we're just talking about, what's in you come out of you. I was about to go live last night, and I don't know. I didn't feel like talking. I guess I was just like in total. I was relaxed. Me and the wife was watching a movie, and she's like, "I'm going to sleep. Why don't you go on?" And I'm like, "All right." I made the title, made a thumbnail, and I'm like, "I do not feel like talking right now." I was just so relaxed. I just laid down and went to sleep, and then woke right back up like an hour later because my daughter and couldn't go back to sleep till like 6 in the morning. Need to build up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to detach. I mean, it's. I'm not gonna lie. Since I got demonetized, it's like I'm not. When I was monetized, I was like excited all the time. Oh, I got it. Even about make. I don't get excited about making the content, so I don't get excited about coming on no more. Unless I know somebody coming up on with me, or I know I'm going on somebody. Then I'm. But when it's like me and the content and I'm making it right now, I'm not excited because uh, my son on the 13th of next month, my son will be 4 and my daughter will be 1 on the 22nd. Both their birthdays is like they could have had the same birthday, but my son got my grandfather's birthday, my grandfather, and my daughter has my wife's dad's birthday. But both of them were scheduled C-section, so we did that intentionally. Yeah, I just didn't and I always like go with my first intuition. Like when I don't feel something, I just don't do it because uh even like when I thought about it, the atmosphere wasn't even good yesterday. There was too much stuff going on. So and then I probably would have said something petty. But it's a good show that I wanted to do. I wanted to do it tonight, but this was on my heart. But like tomorrow, we're gonna talk about just purpose and why we on YouTube. You know. And, I kind of talked about it or went in a direction where I'm going with it tomorrow. It's because it's, just like the backdrop say, always act accordingly. It's some people who will be on here for fellowship, you know. Some people will be on here for business. Some people will be on here for entertainment, you know. So if you link up with someone who on here for entertainment, you got to understand why they here, you know, because y'all objectives is different. So the way y'all carry yourself will be different. Some people don't take this seriously. So causing or being messy, that's just what they gonna do. Any opportunity they get, just like this conversation, whatever is in them will come out. So if they come on here to be messy, that's what they go do. So if you befriend a messy person, just be ready to get some mess. Yeah, they little. Yeah, they itty bitty. Yeah, my baby. They get on my nerves, but I wouldn't have it no other way. My son, oh my god, he to that age where everything is no, no. I'm like, who the hell are you telling no, boy? You dada, like you little mother. I can't do nothing but laugh because it be so funny. Because like we got him in speech therapy right now, but he's speaking more clear now. I told my wife, like, look, she like he about to be 4 years old. He's not saying like you teaching him two different language at three different languages really at the same time. The boys he doing just what my wife do. My wife would be talking to you English and then start speaking Arabic, then throw some Assyrian in there, and I'll be looking at her like, I don't know Arabic, right? I don't know what the hell you're saying. I know Syrian now. But at first I'll be like, why do you do that? It's just English. And then but like that's what she used to, accustomed to, like talking to her family and stuff. But I'll be like, man, what the hell? And then when you sit around, I've been with my wife for 11 years now. So the more you sit me, anyway, the more I sit around stuff, the more I start knowing. And I know a little bit of Arabic, but not that I know damn conversation. I knew the prayers and stuff. Like, so I don't know what you saying, but I done picked a lot of it up. But she'll be talking to me in English, and then start talking to Syrian, and I'm looking like, man, what the hell is going on right now? I just be shaking my head like, yeah, I don't know. Say it all in English. She be like, oh, my bad. So my son be doing it now. He don't say dad. He call me Baba. He don't say like when he wants something, he wants you to come here. He don't say come here. He say talaka, which means come here. He be like, yeah, I hate when because my wife always do that. She be like, yella, yella, and that means like hurry, come. Like, why are you rushing me? Shut up, leave me alone. Now my son do it. He be like, Baba talaka, yella, yella. I be like, man, yella, yella, my butt. Don't be rushing me. I don't know. It just made me feel like they rushing me, even though it's like just like, hey, come here, hurry. It's like nonchalant with them. Like, no, in American, when you tell somebody to hurry up and come here, that's like you better do. Nah, it's a different energy in it. Nah, don't tell me talaka yellow. You just say talaka and I will come. Don't ain't no yellow to it. Yellow my butt. I mean, I'm just ranting. But yeah, it's so yeah, so my son learning how to speak clear now. So now he's saying no, 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 no. I'm looking like, man, learn how to say yes. You got the sense of independence. And I'm looking like, bro, you three. But I wouldn't have it no any other way. I enjoy my kids getting on my nerves. I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, uh, we almost there. I don't want to bore y'all for another 20 minutes. Mary B is in the house.
Yo.
What up, sis? You came to save me.
Yeah.
Mary B to the rescue.
No, let's talk about the kids. What's going on?
I'm loving life, man. I'm loving life.
Oh my goodness. Nah, the kids, no, they funny though. No, that's a cute age. Um, that's a real cute age, because they do say the cutest things, the darndest things. I remember the time that I sat up there and I remember I hit my toe one time on like the corner of the door, and I remember I was like, ouch. And Jordan was like, Jordan was probably about 2. He said, that's what you got.
Oh,
And it hurt so bad. I wanted to say, "You little motherfucker, you." I wanted to say that so bad, because it hurt so bad, and I was like, "How dare you sit there and say that's what I got?" You know what I'm saying? But they be
It-
all I could do was just
m-
drop down to the floor and just grab my toes, and I was like, "No, he didn't." You know what I'm saying? But you just be wanting to choke him. But
Man, Mary, my son is stuck on no and boobies, right? So my wife thick, right? She big breasts, right? So
uh-huh.
she took him to speech therapy. This was last week. Uh, she said, I'm not taking him there no more. I'm not going back in that building. I said, why not? She called me on the way home.
Uh-huh.
Um, she was like, because he hugged his teacher goodbye and he pointed and said small boobies and pointed at me and said big boobies. I'm like, what? I couldn't
Oh
do nothing
my
but
goodness.
laugh. She like, stop laughing. I'm like, yeah, I couldn't have been there because I would have laughed.
Right. You can't do nothing but laugh.
You can't. Like, oh man, kids,
Oh my
man.
goodness, they something else. And then when he was like 3 years old, I was like, one of my favorite things. It was like he walked out of his bedroom. He had this teddy bear, and I remember he was like, he came out of his room, and I was using the bathroom, and he walked past the bathroom, and he was like, he's like, what? And he turned around and he looked towards his bedroom. He said, and he looked. He said, "You talking shit?" And he was talking to the teddy bear, and I was like, oh my goodness. And he walked back toward the bedroom and he was talking to the teddy bear. You talking shit? I was
Oh
just like, oh my
man.
goodness. I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness. I was just like, yeah, where did he get that from? And
No,
I was, my mama was alive at the time. And I had called her on the phone and I told her, she's like, yeah. She's like, who does that sound like? I was like, he must have got that from you, mama. She's like, bullshit. I was like, oh my goodness. But it was just, I was like, yeah, they're like little sponges. I was like, you got to really watch what you say around them.
I'm trying to figure out like, cause I got all the TVs set on kids.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I can think of is when we like this last past Halloween. He like cops. Like my son loved cop cars. He just like cops. And the only thing I can think of is he seen the cop. But he came in one day, took all his clothes off. He had his pull up on,
Uh huh.
and he had a Nerf gun in the side of his pull up. And he was like, Baba, and took it out. And I was like, you better not shoot me with that. And then he put it back in. And I'm like, where the hell did you learn that from? Why is it a gun on your hip and your diaper? It's tucked in his diaper on the side. And I'm looking like, oh, nah, bro. And I'm like, I told my mama came over. She was like, who bought him this gun? I said, look, I'm the only black one in the house, and it wasn't me. It was the Assyrian people. I was like, my wife's best friend
Uh
bought him
huh.
some Nerf guns. And I'm like, the black dude didn't buy him the guns. It was your Middle Eastern. So
Right.
don't blame that on me.
Right.
My wife gets so
I'm
mad
glad
'cause
he tucked it into the diaper though. That was, oh my
yes, he had it
God.
on the. I'm like, oh my goodness. I took a picture and sent it to my wife. She's like, where'd
Oh,
he learn that from? I'm like, I don't know. He don't watch like I don't even watch like the TV.
right.
All my TVs always get like Coco Mount. I gotta watch my phone because we got like 65-inch TVs, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't see the whole TV anyway. I can only
Mm-hmm.
see straight. So I just
Yeah.
watch stuff on my phone because I can see my whole phone.
Mm.
So I don't watch, I don't really watch nothing but YouTube and like news or if I'm watching a documentary, but it ain't nothing with a cop with nobody holstering a gun. So I don't know
Wow.
where he got it from.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they little sponges. They pick up stuff real quick.
Yeah, that tripped me out. I was like, oh my son is so bad. He
Oh.
the guy was over here fixing like one of my plug sockets went out and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't figure it out. And so we had to call an electrician. He was on that guy's hip. And my wife was like, get him back. And I said, no, no. He just curious. He learning. That's how I
Uh-huh.
was when I was younger. I used to watch when people fix stuff, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to disturb none of his ambitions. His
Right.
ambition. I don't want to
Yeah.
disturb that. or
Right.
want him to
Yeah.
be curious, but I want to guide him,
Mhm.
with his curiosity. I don't want him to try it on his own because he will, you know.
Mhm.
So anything like that's the thing. Like when he do something or get into something, he'll
Mhm.
come and tell me right away
Yeah.
versus
Oh, that's
trying to
good.
hide stuff. Yeah, or even if he want to now, like in the
Mhm.
last couple of weeks when he want to try something, he'll come
Mhm.
ask me first. But before that, he'll try something, and if he messed, like he put a hole in the wall with a screwdriver,
Mhm.
and he showed me. He was like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, you can't do it." So
Right.
he showed me, and then
Uh
he
huh.
tried to fix it. He put a sticker over it, and it was like better. And I'm like, "No, no, Mama says no. We in trouble, bro."
Right. Right. He's like, I'm trying to do like that man was doing, Daddy. I got,
Right.
Oh my
Oh
goodness,
man.
that's hilarious. So, oh my goodness, yeah. He, he thought I'm gonna try to fix up this house real quick, but
Yeah, he was a trip. He took stuff apart. I'm looking like my mom like, well, you lucky you ain't got a floor model TV because you took mine apart when you was that age. I'm like, what? I took my
oh
mom
my
floor model.
goodness,
Yeah, my grandmother was pissed.
oh my goodness,
That's why
a
I was
little
like, I
Bob the
was
Builder over there.
I was bad. I'm telling you, that's why I gotta watch my son because I remember I was like 5 years old and I found a bullet in the house. And I used to watch MacGyver all the time. So I
Uh huh.
took I took a hammer and a nail and hit the back of the bullet and it pow. I could
Ooh.
have got messed up, but I didn't. Bullet just flew, didn't ricochet or nothing. When it
Uh huh.
exploded, I had it in between two bricks. I
Oh
seen this
my.
on MacGyver
Oh
and did it.
wow.
Yeah, I seen it on MacGyver and did it, and it worked. And my grandma came out and beat the living crap out of me.
Ooh,
I was
I
right
know
in the
she was.
backyard doing it. She was in the kitchen cooking. I was right in the backyard.
Oh my
Like, oh
goodness.
man, yeah.
I know she
I,
was terrified. Ooh, I know that scared the mess out of her. Oh my goodness.
I
I
wish
know
I
her.
could. I never asked her if it scared her. I
Uh huh.
just know she used to talk about it, and but like she beat the crap out of me. Like I had skin missing on my leg. I still got the marks from that one.
Mm.
I remember her tell. She always told a story, but she never said if. And she when she got older, she was like, I didn't mean to whoop you like that, but you could have killed yourself. So I had to beat some sense into
Right.
you. I never touched a bullet again unless I was
I
given it.
know you. I bet you didn't. Commander said, "Do your kids know how to call 911? Do they know how to log into a tablet?"
My 3 year old dude, and I made it so my phone recognizes face, and he know how to do SOS calls, and he know how to go into the emergency and hit the emergency button because I got an iPhone. The only thing you gotta do is hit the emergency button, and it actually call all my emergency contacts, and he know how to do it on my watch.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah, he
good.
know how to do the because like my son is amazing because I have trouble seeing. So
Hmm.
when we get to a corner,
Hmm.
he looks and see if there's any cars coming. He's been doing it since he was 2. He
Oh,
looked
that's
to see if
good.
any cars coming, and if there's a car coming, and when we out walking and there's people around, like walking behind me or in
Uh
front,
huh.
he always point them out. He been doing it since he was 2 though, like
Oh,
2,
that's really
almost 3.
good.
He was almost 3 when he started doing it, but he was still technically 2. But he been doing it for about a year now. And now when we go in stores and it's just me
Hmm.
and him, he
Hmm.
point people out as they come and close. He don't let nobody close to him. But I told him that, like, let me know when people close because I don't like people walking up on me, and I don't
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
especially around this time, like the holiday time,
Oh
and
yeah.
I can hear, but I
Hmm.
can't see where they're coming from a lot of times. So he like
Oh,
my yeah, he look out for me,
that's
and it tripped
good.
my wife out. It tripped her out because a lot of times she don't go for walks with us.
Hmm.
So when we went to this little small town outside of Detroit, little suburb. Um, and they was trick or treating at all the little stores and stuff. So as we were walking, he was looking for cars and telling my wife to stop, step back, like pushing her back, like car coming. And she
Hmm.
was like, "When did he start doing?" I said, "He been doing that." And she was like, "Well,
Mm.
I got you the dog to do that." I'm like, "The dog don't do it, the boy do it, so leave him alone."
Right, right. He, he's already know. He know what's up. He's like, I got my. He's
Yeah,
like, I got pops. I got him. That's good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's how I am too. Like in these parking lots, I don't be letting. Like, what was it? I think it was a couple of nights ago. Monday night, as a matter of fact, I had when I came out of the gym, I went over to Walmeasy and I had to get a couple of things, and they have these these ladies be out in the parking lot and stuff, and sometimes they'll be handing out stuff, little cards and stuff. I don't even trust them because they be having, I don't know, they be
you
with
can't
these
trust them.
traffickers and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm like, I don't trust nobody walking up to me and stuff. So I'd be like, nah. But this lady, she was coming up between the cars. I turned around, I just looked at her, and she just turned around and walked the other way. Maybe the look on my face. I was on the phone or whatever. As a matter of fact, I was talking to ATM 10 and I was telling him about it. I was like, see, here comes this lady right now. I said, she trying to come up between these cars. I said, she just looked at me. I said, she walked the other way. I said, I must have had a certain look on my face. Cause I was like, I don't trust people doing that, coming up in between these
yeah.
cars and stuff. I'm like, don't come over here. It's dark. Like, I don't trust all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll tell them, don't come over this way. Like, nope, don't have it, don't want it, don't come. Like, don't even get close to me. You know what I'm saying? Because people, you can't trust people these days.
And you know what? I don't know if it's big. Well, like when you said that trafficking, that's actually a thing here in Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
especially like in the suburb. Not even in the hood, but in the suburb.
Wow.
It was when me and my wife was dating, and we stayed like so. Detroit is 8 mile. Everything up from that is like suburb, right? So
Mm.
we was on like 15 mile, and this is her area. I live a little further up. I live about like 20 mile at the time, and so I'm down by her area chilling. We just came from the gym, and I got in her car, and she didn't even know I carried at the time, right?
Uh
So
huh.
I got in her car. We sitting there talking, and out the corner of my eye, I see this dude riding on the bike, and he's like
Mm-hmm.
riding close, like we on the last aisle, right?
Uh
And
huh.
he was riding on my side. Then I seen him dip in, right? So we in the parking spot. So we're actually in the aisle. He was riding like by the street,
Mm-hmm.
and when I seen him dip in, I put it on my lap. And next thing I know, those MF tapped on the window. When she rolled it down, I stuck my arm past her. Was like, "Get the hell out of here!" He didn't even see me in the car because I was sitting back. He just seen her, right?
Oh wow.
And she was like, she froze for a minute, right? And she
Right.
seen the gun, like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm like, "Man, get the hell out of here!" He was like, "Do
Right.
you got a?" I said, "Get the hell out of here!" And she was like, after they left, she was tripping. I'm like, look, I understand you not you. I said, it's late at night. You do not let nobody ride up. You let your window down. I said, he could have got you, right? So two
Yeah.
days later, she called me. It was like, did you see the news? And she sent me from the app, the little news article. And at
Mm-hmm.
the same Walmart, a lady got abducted. And they said only thing they seen was a man ride up with a bike, and then a
Mm-hmm.
van pulled up and put the lady in the car and
What?
pulled off. And she was like, "Do you think?" And I was like, "That's why I don't play with people." Look, man,
Wow.
I remember my cousin had got out of prison, right? He moved up with us. We was trying to help him get back on his feet, and it was
Whoa.
this mall, right? And I took him to the mall, got him some stuff, and as we
Mm-hmm.
walking out, he was a little bit. I stopped and tied my shoe. And he was a
Mm-hmm.
little bit ahead of me, and
Mm-hmm.
as I'm looking up, there's a guy walking up to him. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like this, I'm from here, so it's like as soon as I seen that, it's like I'm always more reactive. So I start reaching, right, and the guy looked at me, and he was like, "I just need to know what time." And I pushed my cousin. Was like, "We don't know what time it was." And I'm telling him, I'm like, "Man, you don't let nobody walk up to you. Mary." I didn't even finish my sentence. The only thing you heard was "bah," right. So
Uh-huh.
I'm like falling like into the cars and trying to take cover. The same guy who walked
Uh-huh.
up to my cousin, walked up to the guy who was walking behind me, asked him for the time. When the guy looked down, he shot him and took his wallet.
What?
Yep. Shot him and took his wallet. And I was
Oh,
telling them, like, bro, you just don't talk to people here. If somebody asks you for something, you got to look away. You about to
right.
get robbed. That's what's
Exact.
about to happen. So
Exactly.
I don't know exact. They said like, I guess because we was outside of Target,
Uh huh.
and we wasn't that far. We was probably about 5 cars. Like when it happened, we had to be like 6 cars into the row, like right across from right across from the store.
Mm-hmm.
About 6 cars on the road. So the camera said it looked like it was a struggle. Like when they, so I don't know if he pulled the gun out and the guy tried to take it and he shot him. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what happened. Only thing I know, I didn't even finish my sentence before we heard the gunshot.
Oh my goodness. Ooh. Mm. 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 Yeah. You can't. You just can't. I mean, I remember some guy had walked up in between the car, and he was like, "This is like right after I think my son was. I think he was probably about 5 months old. I had went over there to Walme's to get him some diapers, and um, he was at home with my mom, and the guy had just walked up in between the car, and I happened to look up, and he was standing like I had my door open, and he was standing in between, like he was in back of the door was open, he was behind the door, and then in between the car that was next to me. And I looked up and he scared me, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, man, but do you have some spare change?" I said, I don't even feel comfortable opening up my purse in front of you, you know.
Right.
And I said, "So no." And he was like, "Oh, okay," and he walked away, because I'm like, "Dude, you just walked up on me like he came out of nowhere." And but yeah, he just came walking up. I'm like, I'm not about to sit up here and look down and open up my purse and you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
nah. But wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was like between 2008 and 2016, it was bad up here. Like I
Mm,
told my wife, like, man, keep your hand in your pocket and we'll buy a new coat. If you got to
right.
shoot right through it, don't even, no, don't try to pull it out. Nope, go right through the coat.
Yep.
Um, because I remember it's like he a mentor of mine, and this just happened like 4 years ago. And I've been trying, like when I was started real estate, I tried to get him out the hood so many times, but he grew up there, and he know the people, he know the stores and all that. Anyway, he went to the gas station at night. Gas station
Hmm.
he always go to, and he said these young boys ran up on him. As soon as he got out the car, they ran up on him, and
Mm,
one guy hit him in the head. He said he started praying because the gun jammed. So I guess when he hit him, I don't know if the clip like was, I don't know. He said the gun jammed. He tried to pull the trigger twice, and he started praying. And
mm.
then the security guard came out and started firing on him, and the
Wow.
guys ended up getting away. But I was telling them, I've been telling them, stop going to the gas station at night.
Yeah.
Just because you comfortable and that don't
Mm-hmm.
mean nothing. Just because it never happened don't mean nothing. You're putting
Mm-hmm.
yourself in a situation, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
that same gas station dude tried to rob me. I ended up taking a gun. He tried to rob me with a revolver with no bullets in it. And I'm looking down the barrel of the gun like
Wow.
it pissed me off. And I had mine on my side. I ain't even pulled mine out. I just took his, cracked him over the head, held him down. Security
Mm-hmm.
guard came out, and I'm looking like, you get the hell away too, because everything was just so funny. It was like I looked at the security guard right in the eye right before the guy put the gun in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at it, and the security guard did not budge. And you know this guy got a gun on him. As soon as I took it from you, come to find out the security guard was setting people up. The guy snitched. Security guard used
Wow.
like he'd be sitting in his car, and like I guess when it's not like super busy,
Mm-hmm.
somebody getting out,
Mm-hmm.
he'd text him a one. He told all this in court. Like
Wow.
security guard would text him a one. Like when a car pull up, if he texts him one, that means go. Two means don't.
That's what they be saying. That's what they be.
Yeah. So you gotta be. You don't know who. You know. And this dude,
Mm-hmm.
he used to say what up to him all the time. Like I've seen this dude for probably about 2 years. The same security guard, about two
Mm.
years. And this is the crazy thing. All this stuff happened in between November and February. Every story I done told you happened in between those times.
Mm, mm, mm.
Riders, what up, sis?
That's crazy. Hey, writers. Dang, that's insane. But no, you right about that gas station because like one night, one evening I got off of work and I was like, I'm so okay. I was like, I need gas. I was like, I'm tired. I was like, I'm gonna go home. I was like, I'm gonna rest a little bit. I'm gonna go back out and get some gas. Lying. I was like, man, I got home. I rested. I was like, I'll just get the gas in the morning or whatever. So I was like, so I got up a little bit early in the morning, went to go get the gas and stuff. And so, I get up at 3:30 in the morning and I gotta be at work at 5. It's dark in the morning. It's still dark out. So I go to the gas station. It's about like 4:15, and there's barely like any cars out and stuff at the gas station or whatever. So I'm like pretty much I'm the only car at this gas station, and then it's on the corner, and there's barely any cars out or whatever. So this car comes in and it pulls up like next to me, like on the other side of the pump or whatever. And I had just finished pumping my gas, and it's like all tinted windows. It's like this Toyota Camry or whatever, and it pulls up or whatever. But there's like no movement on the inside of the car. And so they didn't get out. So I was like, I just had this real like eerie feeling. So then I was like, I was like, let me hurry up, put this thing on the pump or whatever. Hurry up and get in this car. So I hurried up, got in the car. But I didn't see because I thought maybe they pulled up and was going probably on their cell phone, but I didn't see a cell phone light or nothing. So I'm like, I locked the door or whatever, start my car up or whatever, and they're still just sitting in the car. They never got out the car. So I go ahead, I'm pulling out here. They still didn't get out the car. And as I'm going down the street, I'm looking in the rearview mirror still. They still have not gotten out the car. So I was like, it was just really eerie. It was like something off of Unsolved Mysteries. And so
Yeah,
I said, you know what? It was like my father was speaking to me. It was like I said, it was like he was like, don't you ever do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm-hmm.
you get your gas. He was like, it was like my father was speaking to me. Like I swear, I felt like his spirit was like, "Don't ever do that again. I don't care how tired you are. You get your gas when you get off of work." And ever since that day, I don't care how tired I am. When I can be in just like bumper to bumper traffic. I will get my gas when I'm getting off of work. You know, I will never do that again. That was the most eerie feeling. I don't think I've ever felt so like something so eerie in my whole entire life. But that showed me right there. I was like, you know what? I will never do that again because just like you just said, word, I felt too comfortable enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get my gas at 4:15 in the morning. And I was like, I've gone to this gas station so many times before. I've actually gotten my gas that early in the morning before. And no problem. But just because that situation happened, I was like, I will never ever do that again. And I was like, no movement in that car. It was almost like that car had pulled up there without anybody in it. That's how creepy it was. Like it was like like nobody had like there was nobody in that car.
Mm-hmm.
That's how creepy it was. Like there was no movement in that car. And so I'm like, okay, so you didn't get out, you didn't pump any gas. What was your purpose for just pulling up at this pump? Why did you even pull in if you ain't getting out pumping no gas?
Man,
So
Mary, I can tell you
creepy.
some crazy stories about gas stations because, like, the gas stations in the D, a lot of them you can't even walk in. Like like a convenience store. Well, all
Uh-huh.
that's behind bulletproof glass. So when you walk in, it's like you kind of cornered. And it's
Yeah.
been times where I pulled up to the gas station, you
Uh-huh.
see somebody go in, and you getting ready to get out. Next thing you hear is pop, 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 pop. Like, oh, and they ain't got nowhere to run. Like people will wait. I seen a dude jump out the trunk one time, parked on the side where you get the air at.
Mm-hmm.
Car pulled up. You see this dude get out the trunk. You pulling off like, oh shit, something about to go down. Next thing you know, you're a gunshot. Like, cause when you go in, you corner. It's like you
Yeah.
can't run through the store. It's like bulletproof glass, and it's like whatever you need or want, they go get it, bring it back, and put it through the little revolving door thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like once you walk in, you kind of boxed in. It's one way in, one way out.
That's true.
Ain't no
That's
running
true.
through the store hiding and stuff like that. So some of the guys, not all of them like that,
Mm-hmm.
but all of them in the city, every
Mm-hmm.
single one in the city, the store attendants are behind bulletproof glass. It's just one store like you can walk into the convenience store,
Uh-huh.
and I'm in the back of the store. Me and a couple boys, we was drinking, and they served like hot food. So we getting calzones made, and then you hear it's like somebody screaming, and arguing, which is normal. Like in the city, people always come in rowdy, and then you hear the dude say, "Ah, shoot this bitch." And the
Uh-huh.
dude like, "Whatever, whatever. You ain't got nothing to get through here." Man, dude went out, and I'm tapping my boy like, "Come on, man." He was like, "Hold on, man." That's all I said, bro. He said, "Well, look, anywhere you go, you gotta walk past him." I'm like, he coming back. Man, this dude came back in with an AK. He was like, these bulletproof, bullet piercing rounds or something. Just start shooting it up. Like, oh shit, we hit the floor. My man just shooting the bulletproof glass. Everybody on the floor. Some of the
Mm.
bullets got through there because some of the alcohol bottles busted, but the glass was still up. He emptied the clip and walked out the store and pulled off. I'm looking like, what the hell just happened? I've been
Ooh.
in stores that got shot up probably about 6 times.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
like the shit you see on movies. This was like every day. Like I'm gonna bring some of my boys on here. This shit was like every day. I thought this was normal.
Mm.
That's how normal it was. Like
Yeah.
gunshots and ducking bullets. That was normal.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You know, that was. I mean, that wasn't. It wasn't that normal to go somewhere and a shooting took place.
Mm.
And now that I'm not like living in that area in that environment, I know
Mm-hmm.
how crazy it is and like how abnormal it is. Like this is not supposed to happen.
Right.
But
Right. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. It's something. Ooh. I couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I remember like, and I don't even know what was going on. I think it was like back. It was like gang initiation or something. It seemed like it was gang initiation week or something going on because they were just driving around San Diego at one point, and it looked like it was a grandmother and her grandkids. They were sitting out in front of the Taco Bell eating, and these guys they just drove by, and they just started shooting at like this grandmother and these kids, and they basically and they hit the ground. They got up underneath the thing and they hit the ground. Thank goodness the kid they didn't get shot. But and then they all got up and they ran into the Taco Bell. And I remember I was sitting across the street um waiting for my dad. He was at the liquor store, and I remember watching the whole thing go down. And I was just so shocked that that lady and those kids did not get hit. And
mm,
then a week later, I was with my parents, my and my dad was we were taking my mother to work, and right across the street from there were a car coming in the opposite direction, and these two guys were like standing outside. Well, we saw they were hanging outside the store. Car drove by and shot them. And I'm like, and that was the following week. So it was like we were thinking like, okay, it must be some kind of gang initiation or something. And then my mom's like telling my dad, she's like, go. She's telling him, she's like, run the light, run the light. She's like, because she's like, well, we a witness to it. You know what I'm saying? So she was like,
mm-hmm.
run the light, like bust this right, like, whatever. So my dad just ran the light, busted the right, went, and basically turned the corner and all kind of stuff, trying to duck from these people because
Trying to
we
get
were
away.
sitting we were sitting across, and we witnessed everything. The two guys, they fell down. I mean, they survived. We read in the newspaper and stuff where they had survived, but still, it was like it was scary. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, that's two shootings that I had seen, but it was crazy. They just didn't care.
And you in Cali too, so that
Hmm.
gang, the presence is thick. And that's what I try to tell people. Like like I came up in the street, and I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, reality.
Hmm.
I came up in the street, and when you witness something, don't nobody care you a civilian.
They
You
don't.
know what I'm saying? They come after you. So, like, when I be hearing people like speak up, like, it's not just that easy. You know,
Hmm.
that's
Right.
why they got programs for that.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't just that easy. And all the time, they don't. You would tell the cops something, they ain't patrolling your house, protecting you from the people coming back. I remember
Right.
when I had moved out my mom's house, she was still staying down there. She called me, and I was out in the suburbs. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna just find somewhere to rent." And I'm like, "Why?" Our neighborhood was beautiful, Mary. I mean, the houses. We talking about colonial houses, brick colonial houses. Each house had minimum 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That was minimum in the whole neighborhood.
Hmm.
Um, so big, beautiful houses, all of them 16 to 18,000 feet, and that's just the square footage of the first floor, but you got two more stories. So
Hmm.
you looking at some nice sized houses,
Hmm.
and that neighborhood turned to hell, and it
Mm.
turned into the hood. We used to have firefighters and cops in it, and it just went bad. It just went bad. But she called me one day, was like, "I'm moving out there. We might have to stay with you for a minute. I only have 1 bedroom, but I'm like, it's cool.
Hmm.
Whatever." And I'm like, "What happened?" And she told me, not right next door, but the house down the street caught on fire. And I'm like, okay, but you know, why is it so? No, she was like, the little ninjas put the house on fire because this dude and this girl got into a fight, and dude beat her down good and called the police. When the police came out, the neighbor snitched. The neighbor actually called the cops before it happened because they was being loud, and I guess he did that a lot. But the dude went to jail. Since he went to jail, his boys retaliated and put the dude's house on fire while he was in it, sleep. Did it at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's why I be telling people like you, um, it's easy to say things, but
Hmm.
until you experience it, it ain't just easy to speak. If you're in a gang infested neighborhood and you witness something, your life in danger.
That's
They
true.
don't want to go to jail, you know.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So it ain't just no telling.
Yeah, that's true. Because people they be like, "Oh, well, won't somebody speak up?" But it's not as easy as that because they people could be thinking about their lives and stuff, and their lives is in danger, and then there's no protection. Um, because watching the first 48, that's probably one of the saddest TV shows that's out.
Oh my,
'Cause,
that
You know,
the when they came to Detroit and that little girl died. Did you see
the
that episode when they
the
ran in the wrong house and unlocked that little girl? That's why the show basically. That's why they stopped coming into Detroit. They were still going down to Memphis after that happened, but they stopped
uh-uh.
coming to Detroit because of that. Yeah, they was filming that show and went into the wrong. It was the duplex. Instead of going upstairs, they went downstairs. They threw a flashbang in the house. And when they went
Uh-huh.
in there, the grandmother was on the floor, and the little
Uh,
girl was, I guess, coming out the back, and they opened fire.
really?
Yeah, but the little girl had a brother. My brother played football with the girl's brother, and then
Oh.
he ended up getting unalive. I think by his stepdad, the guy who they was looking for. End up no, okay. So the guy they was looking for, I think was
Hmm.
his uncle or something like that. It was some type of he was related to him some type of way. But they
Hmm.
got into a fight after that happened. Like the boy was mad because of what happened to the sister, and the
Hmm.
boy I don't think he was like in the street, but
Hmm.
he attacked. He used to play football. He was a big kid. He wasn't even 18 yet. But all
Mm.
this, I think this you can look all this up. And the dude left, came back to the store and shot the boy, and then ended up catching him after all
Mm.
that mess. Yep. So
Wow.
what happened? Oh no, this is what happened. So it was the guy's name. It was the boy's neighbor, but I think it was some way somehow they knew. Like they was. I don't know if it was about marriage, but I think I
Hmm.
gotta ask my brother. I don't. I think they was related, or I don't know. But I know the guy stayed upstairs. They stayed downstairs. The warrant was for upstairs, but it was a duplex. And it's sometimes like sometimes there's one door you go through, and
Yeah.
you either go upstairs or you can go
Hmm.
downstairs. But sometimes it's two doors. This was a two-door one, so they went through the wrong door and was
Oh,
downstairs instead of going upstairs.
oh no. Mm, and
But the
they
guy wasn't even there, so that's why they hit him. Like y'all didn't even surveillance the house. Y'all just got a warrant and ran in. Y'all didn't even know if the guy was there or not. Not only you went to the wrong house, but there was no surveillance.
oh my
So
goodness.
yeah, it was a big thing up here with that,
Mm,
with the way
mm,
they do warrants and stuff. And now
right. That's
before they
horrible.
can execute a warrant, they gotta know the person is there. Or it's something like that. Like I gotta ask one of my boys. That's
Wow.
still cops down there. But yeah, it's and I would agree with that, Commander. Like I'm not one of them people who just think because I got a lot of family members, state troopers and cops and federal probation officers, so I know them. You know, so I know all cops ain't bad, just like I know all doctors and lawyers ain't good. People are people. You're gonna
Hmm.
have good and bad. If you want to say the system is corrupt, I can agree with that. But I'm not gonna say all cops are this or that. But we don't truly understand what they go through. Um, not giving no excuse for what nobody does. I'm just saying, just speaking reality. Cops go through a lot. There's a lot of
Hmm.
psychological trauma. You know, they see some
Hmm.
of the same stuff we see. As in the hospital, they see it first. So I can only imagine.
Hmm. It's I mean, I couldn't imagine just driving around, just having that uniform on and
Hmm.
driving around that car. Period. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just I couldn't imagine just, you already just hated on, and you don't even have to be a bad cop. You can be a really
right.
good cop, you know. Um that
And
just driving that around is just terrifying. I mean, you could just be sitting in that cop car somewhere, and somebody just decides to, they want to just go ahead and take you out. And
I, I had a
yeah.
buddy who was a Detroit cop,
Hmm.
and he now lives in Arkansas on a farm
Real.
because he was a good cop and he seen some stuff and spoke up, and he felt like his life was in danger.
Yeah.
So he literally moved to Arkansas and on a farm. Found a young lady, and now he live on the farm.
Mm,
He was like, "I'd never do that again." I mean, like even being a cop, it's easy to say, the good cops need to speak up. Man, you don't look, man. This life is more complicated than just thinking of good ideas and thinking it'll work. Thinking things are
mm,
that easy. It's complicated, just like in the street. I mean, if you know, I mean, you a cop. I mean, you speak up on the wrong one, that could be your, you know.
Christopher, what? Christopher Garner?
Mm-hmm.
That was a crazy situation right there. I'm like, well, out there, out there trying to make him out to be the crazy guy, but he was speaking up on some stuff, and they was gonna make sure they was taking him out. And I'm like,
Yeah,
they made sure that he was not gonna come out of that alive. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, and they like burn them down, and it's like all them tapes was stuff was released, and it's like, yeah, you guys didn't want him to come out of it alive because he was basically gonna release a lot of stuff on y'all, but y'all was corrupt, you know.
yeah. So even being a good guy, sometimes they make you out the bad guy. That's why I be why even doing this, um, I mean, it's so much stuff I can sit up here and tell y'all, but I ain't going through all the hassle. I mean, I'm not doing it to myself. I mean,
Right.
people want the next Malcolm X, the next Martin, but you gonna protect them? I'm straight. Mm-mm.
Right. Right.
I ain't about to be
Exactly.
nobody's martyr. I want to
Right.
live my life, man. I sit here and
It's like
spit
that, and
some
I think it's
game.
like that in every. It's like you said. It's like that in every profession. You got good nurses. You got bad nurses. You got good doctors. You got bad doctors. You know. You got good lawyers. You got bad lawyers. You know, and fast food. You got some good ones. That know about customer service. You know, you got bad customer service. It's like that in every profession. You
He
know.
said it's like that in Philly. That's
In
crazy.
Philly. It's a war happening between cops and civilian in the news, not even talking about it. I know because the community meetings, the first, the blue versus us. Wow. Mm,
And
mm,
see, it always hit urban cities because it's easy to justify. You know,
mm-hmm.
um, I might have to go on Rumble and talk about that. Writers, make sure you linked up with me on Rumble. We'll talk about it over there. I'm gonna just do
Wow.
some Rumble shows. Yeah, I do some Rumble shows over there to talk about that. But over here, I'm trying to get my
Mm,
monetization back.
right.
Oh
Right.
man, I'm putting this on
Dang.
members only as soon as I get it back.
Mm-mm. Mm.
But yeah, this world is complicated, and that's why I don't know. Is I don't disturb nobody when they doing their thing, but um, it's just some things I be hearing like it's not that easy. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
good to say, but it's hard to do. And I don't, me personally, I just don't like giving people false hope. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
just telling people this problem right here is easy to fix. I'd rather give them a solution than
Right.
tell them what to do. Like this is something tangible we can work toward, and tell people like this stuff takes work, man. You gotta like the situation we in life with all these different systems in place. You gotta first understand that you can be independent. You gotta believe that, and then you gotta start making moves to be that. The reason all these situations happen with these structures and systems is
Mm-hmm.
because you're trying to change something that don't belong to you. Like this they
Right.
shit, you know? You
Mm-hmm.
either participate in it or you create your own. If you create your own, they won't bother you. As long as you don't mess with theirs.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, like you will find people. I know people who living happily off the grid. I ain't gonna say like know 'em, but I know of people
Mm-hmm.
who living happily off the grid. I know a person who moved to a town and the town is self sufficient. They don't nobody bother them. They don't bother nobody. They just doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Government ain't bothering them. Nobody bothering them. They just doing their own thing. Pay their
Right.
taxes. Pay Caesar. I'm gonna be real with you. This system, you can try to fix it or whatever, or you can, um, I guess I don't want to say it like or you can just find ways to thrive in
Mm-hmm.
it. I say it like that. It ain't going nowhere.
No.
I mean, we can
No.
all hope and pray, you know, somebody come from the sky and fix everything, but that's not gonna happen.
I
If you
know.
understand the game, then you know how to play it. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. It's just. Ugh. I don't know. It's like it just I don't know what is it's like what is it I don't know with these years that's coming. It's just getting scarier and scarier. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm.
I don't know. It's like as time goes on, it's like these years and I don't know these 2020s and you look at how things used to be to how it's going, it's just I don't know.
Look now, look, I be talking to OGs, right? And I
Mhm.
had asked my uncle, and I was like, "Do you think the world is ending?" He was like, "Man, I thought the world was ending in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s." He said it's gonna end one
Right.
day, but he said, and I asked him, I said, "So everything just?" He said, "Everything been getting worse." He said it's gonna get worse until it's finally over. But he said that's how cycles work. And then I was like, okay, everything made sense. When I was younger, I didn't understand what he was saying, but now I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I revisited that conversation with him, and he was like, "Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
basically." He said, "You go see stuff." He said, "When you thought that stuff was good, I thought it was bad." He said, "Because I've been here, I've been living, I've been seeing the thing." But
Mm-hmm.
he said, "I see humanity." He said it was at one point where black people bonded together to fight the oppressors. Now black people bonding with the oppressors to fight each other. And I'm
Mm.
like, dang,
Mm.
can you imagine seeing that though, Mary? Like, I mean, because you what in your 40s?
47.
Okay, so you seen black people coming together. Well, you
Mm-hmm.
seen like the tail end of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now, but you seen more of what it is now, how we go against one another.
Yes.
Imagine that would never existed, and you've seen that manifest. You've seen that come into fruition. Like what is going on? What is going on? We saying that with the way the youth treat the elders, our
Right.
generation, right?
Right.
Because we had respect. We understood what respect. Now it's like all out the window. It doesn't even
Oh yeah.
exist.
It doesn't
You
even
know,
exist. Yep. Don't even exist anymore. Yeah.
it, and I'm gonna do a show about just because you're an adult, you still your parents' child. I don't know how I'm gonna word it, but people think because they become an adult, they can just say or do whatever because they grown now and they parents ain't their parents or something. Like, no, them still
Mm.
your parents.
Right.
No matter how old you get, they still
Mm-hmm.
gonna be your parents. So it's
Right.
still respect, dignity, honor, all those things still apply. Yes, you are an adult, and a good parent will understand that, recognize it, and treat the child as an adult. But it still has to be a parent. That's
Mm-hmm.
just the role that don't change with age. None of that changed them roles.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, that is the truth. Your parent is still right. Your parent is still your parent, regardless of the fact. And I think, and a lot of the times that it becomes where these parents become like, more like a friend to the child, um, and it get, that gets like lost, um,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and I don't, like I said, like, the relationship that I have with my son, like it's like he'll talk to me about everything. Like if you looked at our relationship, we look like, or it seems like we have the type of relationship where we look like sister and brother, but it's because he talks to me about anything. We're very open with each other, but there is a respect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There is a respect boundary. You know what I'm saying? He's not disrespectful towards me or nothing like that. But he's very comfortable in talking to me about anything because I've made that, him made sure that I wanted him to be comfortable talking to me about any and everything, because I didn't want it to be where he was afraid to tell me, stuff. So because I'm his only parent, being his father passed away when he was 14 months old. So, I wanted him to be able to be comfortable to talk to me about stuff. But there is that respect, that whole respect thing though, like, as long as you live in up underneath my roof, you gotta follow my rules, and you gotta live by my rules, and and there's certain rules that you have to follow, and there's certain things that you can and cannot do, and he's a great kid. But there's some people that just do not parent their kids. And I think a lot of these parents today, they do not parent their kids. You cannot just let these kids just do whatever the hell they want to do. Let them and go, and they let them stay out, and they let them just run. You know what I'm saying? They just let them do whatever the hell they want to do. These kids are out 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. They driving these cars. They drinking. They smoking. I mean, it's a lot of crazy stuff that they are doing. You know, and I'm just like, what's going on? They not telling them no. They just letting them do stuff. It's like, how about you tell them no? How about you tell them that that's not right? You know what I'm saying? That you don't need to be doing stuff like that. you know. Um, you just gonna go ahead and just let them do that? You don't let them do go ahead and start cracking beers at 13 years old? You go or and them start smoking weed at 13? I mean, I you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm the type of parent. I'm old school. You're not gonna be smoking weed and drinking at 13 years old. I don't care. No, and I don't care if you. Well, I just want the they in my household. I would rather for them to do it with
Yeah,
me.
all them. I hate
No, we're
that.
not doing. No,
I
we're not
hate that.
doing that. Are you kidding me? But I do have friends that I went to school with, and we all went out to dinner, and they have basically, that's what they're doing with their kids. They have, and they're like, well, I'd rather for them to do it with me, than to do it with somebody else. And they taking their kids to the dispensaries and stuff. And I'm like, well, you know what? Hey, that's you guys as parents, and I can't tell y'all what to do. I said, but let me tell y'all, I'm old school. And one thing I will not do is take Jordan to no dispensary and get him some weed. I'm not doing none of that. I was like, as a matter of fact, I'm like, he is not, he ain't, if he got to do all that, he got to do weed. He ain't in my house. I'm like, he got to get out. Cause first off, I can't smell that stuff, or he gonna get punched in his head, because I said, I can't tolerate this stuff. I said, so I already told Jordan. I said, you can't, I said, unless you won't sit up here and get abused by your mama. I was like, you can't, I said, your mama can't tolerate the smell of that stuff anyway. I said, cause she wanna fight. I said, so you can't do that stuff in my household. But I mean, he never really wanted to do the stuff anyway. He said when he was in middle school, he said, "Ma, I have to be honest." He said, when my friends was wanting it, he goes, when my friends was trying it, he said, I did want to try it one time. He said, but then I was like, nah. He said, because I saw them, they was acting stupid. He said that just turned me from it. He said, I was curious at one point in middle school. He's like, but then I seen how they were acting. He said, and I was like, nah, never mind. He's like, but he goes, I never did try it or anything like that. And I said, well, that was good that you made that decision or whatever. And I said, I'm glad you made that decision. He was like, yeah, he's like, they be acting stupid. And he goes, so that just basically made me, he's like, I was like, nah, never mind. But I was like, as far as me sitting there smoking it with him and drinking with him, absolutely not. I mean, I'm just not that type of parent. But like I told them, I was like, I said, to each their own. I'm just not that type of parent. I'm old school. I'm like, my mama wasn't sitting there drinking with me or smoking with me. I'm just not that type of parent.
And see what you're doing by, making an environment safe for your son to come speak to you about anything.
Hmm.
That's you don't. That's how parents should be. That's how
Hmm.
I am with my mom. I tell my mother anything. I always did. I
Right.
didn't tell her everything, but I told her like I told her everything she needed to know. Like like
Right.
hey, like even like talking about sex. I talked to my mom.
Right.
She was a nurse, so she told me everything I need to know as far as
Hmm.
protecting myself and I keep hitting the mic and what possibilities are, what can happen. So I
Hmm.
had those conversations with her. She even taught me some tricks to make sure the girl wasn't burning. Like,
Right. Right. Exactly.
my
Exactly.
mama a beast, but I'm telling you, man, my mama is a goat. I'm telling you. But I was always open with her like that. But I never, we never. It's not even a friendship. It's just that's how a parent and a child should be.
Right.
So they get people get to misconstrue. Like you, how you gonna teach your kid to be a friend 1 minute and then turn it off? Now I'm a parent. I'm gonna treat you like a friend, but you know how friends act. They fight, they
Hmm.
argue, they do all this stuff. They talk to each other. You my peer. That's what a friend is, a peer.
Right.
So how you go peer and be a parent? When is it supposed to be turned on and off? This like my
Right.
sister got her PhD in psychology and education. Me and
Uh-huh.
her be debating on this all the time. When she hear this, I'm gonna hear some mess. But that's the you just explain that to me and show me it works. How can you turn friend mode off and then go into parent mode and not have any confusion? It
Mhm.
just it's not possible. So I'm not gonna do it.
Hmm. Friend mode and friend mode and parent mode.
Hmm. And see, that's like when people. That's what I tell people. Like it'd be fun. People will get annoyed debating me because I'm gonna just use logic. And if it
Right.
don't make sense, it don't make sense. You can't just turn that. You try to teach you. It's hard enough teaching the kids what we teach them. So now we
Hmm.
go confuse them. I'm your friend in
Right.
this moment, but when I tell you to do something, then I'm your parent. It's not gonna
Right.
work. You
Right.
know, it's not even
Right.
logical.
Right. Right. I guess a friend mode would be like, I don't know. I guess more friend mode would be like, I guess, cause see Jordan, when he get with his friend, he, he, of course he gonna be with his friend. They gonna be talking about, he gonna get with his friend. They gonna be doing a bunch of cussing and all that stuff and all that other, you know what I'm saying? He gonna get with his friend. They gonna be
Hmm.
talking about a whole bunch of stuff, getting the cussing and talking about, this, that, and the other, all that stuff. Now with me, I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Okay, we ain't gonna get together and get talking about a bunch of motherfuckers and stuff like that. I'm like, but we'll talk about what happened on his job and stuff like that, whatever, and the crazy stuff that happened on his job or whatever, and the things that go on. But I don't want to hear a whole bunch of the crazy MFs and all kind of stuff like that. Like I'm like, hold on, wait a minute now, you know what I'm saying? But if he gets with his friends, it's gonna be a little bit, it's gonna be a different type of story. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. And,
It's gonna be a
and
different type of story. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, so I guess that's where probably the friend thing come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if he were to talk about seeing, let's say a girl, if he was talking about a girl, and now if he was talking about talking, let's say he talking to his best friend about a girl he talking to now. If he talking to me, like, okay, yeah, ma, I'm going out, I'm gonna go out with this girl or whatever, I'm gonna go on a date or whatever. And then if he says, you know what, ma, I'm thinking about, I might want to, have sex with her or whatever, um, you know, I guess, can I get some condoms or something like that? I'd be like, okay, yeah, because, we may have sex. Okay. All right. That's fine, son. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the condoms. Now, if he go to talk to his boy or something, yeah, man, because you know, oh, I'm about to F tonight.
no.
I'm about to get me some. I'm about to get some ass. I'm about to get straight up. Now, I don't look, Jordan. You're not gonna sit up here and be talking to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You don't want. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about you get digging into a girl like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to your homeboys like that, but
Right.
come at me like, you know what, mom? Like, I'm really feeling like I really want to have, I'm ready to have sex, and I'd be like, okay, let's sit down and let's talk about this. But don't be coming at me talking about, I'm ready to get some pee now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Button
Like,
smash.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear that part. Like, you can talk to your homeboys like that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that part. You talk to your homeboys like that, but me and you gonna have a clean version talk. So
Right.
I think that's probably where your sister is probably saying, you know what I'm saying, like the friend
Yeah.
version versus the mama version, the dad version. You know what I'm saying?
And and see that, but that's what I'm telling her too. Cause like, bro, you a psychologist now, so you understand the point. Like, what I be trying to push toward is like, I understand what you're saying about being a friend, but
Yeah,
that's not logical. You can still be open. You can
yeah,
still create an environment where your kids feel safe to disclose things to you that they might disclose to your friend. In fact, you
uh-huh,
should make it even safer for them to come talk to you first before them. Uncle
uh-huh,
L, what up, though, bro? You have to create that environment to, you know what I'm saying, and that's what I'm doing with my son. Like when he messed something up, he come tell me right away. Like, look, Daddy, the only person who can fix stuff, so just let me know if anything happens. And now he do it. But at first, he was trying to hide stuff. I'm like, he realized I ain't reading the chat no more. You see what? Oh man, and see, oh man, my parents get on my nerves so much. I love them. They be like, cause they had me when they was 16. So my dad be like, let
Oh,
me
they
tell you
did.
how you was conceived. Like, man, I don't want to hear this. He was like, Yeah, we didn't have any condoms, so we had to use a sandwich bag. And like, man, what?
No, he
We
didn't.
trying to like, man, the
He
little
said the
ones from the
sandwich.
grocery. You put the bananas and stuff in that bag, not even a sandwich. But like, man, my like they be married. When I tell you, when I say petty, where you think I get it from? My parents are the epitome of petty. They be messing with me. Like when they like when like they just came from New York, right?
Uh-huh.
So they was in a hotel. He was like, "Son, let me show you where I'm sleeping at." And then my mom in the bed asleep. He's like, "I'm about to slide." I hung up the phone. Like, man, get out of here, bro.
Oh
Man, you about to
no.
scrap. My dad is petty. Oh, he messed with me at night. I'm
Oh
about
my
to slide
goodness.
right next to him to you, and I hung up the phone. Like he'd be like, and they still young. They like 50. They your age actually. No, no, no. I'm sorry, not your age. They're 10 years older than you.
Uh-huh.
So like my dad, they 56, 57. So
Oh, okay.
they'd be like, my dad, he'd be like, well, since you don't want to hear how you was conceived, you want to hear how your other brothers and stuff like that. Leave me alone. Like, cause he know it bothers me, so he does it all the time. Any opportunity, like if we talking about sports, and anytime I'm getting the best of him, that's his go
Right.
to. I know cause he know I'm gonna hang up. I'm like, look, I love you, bye. I'm not hearing this, but
Oh
like
my
man, my
gosh.
parents are petty, man. I'm telling you. Promise you, they petty.
I'm mad. He talking about, well, since you don't want to hear how you was conceived, you want to hear about your other.
Yeah,
It's like, excuse me, pops, but it's like the same body, the
right.
same people. Like, come on, pops. Like,
Like now, Pop, yeah, he know how to get me. He do. He just like I said, he just did it the other night. That was last night. No, the night before last.
oh
I'm
yeah.
looking like, man, my Pop, man, he know how to get me.
Oh my gosh, that is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my mama was 30 and my daddy was 51 when I was born. So like,
So you
oh
ain't
my
have to
goodness.
endure what I had to endure, even
Yeah.
now.
Ah, my
Like
goodness, that's
I remember
crazy.
because when they first got there, because my cousin played for the Jets. So when they first got there, the game was the next day, so they just stayed at his house because they had
Uh-huh.
the whole house today. So, but then after Thanksgiving, they stayed there for Thanksgiving, and then they went to the hotel. So when they
Uh-huh.
got the hotel, he was like, "Yeah, we at the hotel." And I'm like, "Cool, y'all be safe." I knew he was about to do something, say something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first day he got there. He was like, "Yeah." Um, he was like, "Oh man, there's only one bed in there." Well, you know
Mm-hmm.
what that means, son. I'm like, click. You mother. Like that's how petty my dad is.
Oh my goodness.
Like man, let me
No.
get. Yeah, he do that. I was like, soon as he said, "Well, we had the whole," I knew he was about to say something or do something. I just knew it. And I'm like, man, you, yeah, my dad. But see,
Oh
this is
my
why I have
goodness.
fun with life, though. Because, my parents do. We just joke around. And that's what I tell people. Like, you can have this relationship, but it can still, you know what I'm saying? Like, my parents joke. We play all the time. But it's
Right.
still a level of respect. Them my parents. Them are, like, my favorite people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, those, I hope I'm my son and my daughter's favorite person. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna always have fun with them, but I'm gonna be there to correct them when it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be there to cheer them on and correct them. That's my role.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just feel like you can be a good parent, have a great relationship with your child without trying to be a friend to them.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Cause see, my mama was like that too. She was like, well, see, my mama was like, she's like, you could talk to me about anything and stuff like that. And you can let me know when, cause I had a high school sweetheart and stuff. So, she would like let me know. She's like, you can let me know, just tell me and stuff when you and Piggy don't have sex and stuff. Cause my boyfriend, we called him Piggy. And she's like, when you guys are ready to have sex and stuff, let me know. And then but then she would be like, y'all better not be having sex. Well, wait a minute. Is it okay to tell you to have sex? Or is it not okay? Like, so you contradicting yourself. You
like, yeah, you got me afraid to tell you, you know what I'm saying? If I'm ready, and then you know what I'm saying, and but then you telling me, and so then she'd be like, no, 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 it's okay, you could tell me. I ain't tell her to like about 7 months later. I'm like, cause you over here telling me I better not do it, and then you know what I'm saying. It's like you going back and forth or whatever. I'm like, I ain't telling you nothing, and I'm like, cause you over here tripping, you know. And then my daddy, you know, because my daddy was in the used to be in the he was used to be in the army and stuff. He went off into the army and stuff when he was younger. So my high school sweetheart, when we graduated from high school, he went into the Navy. And so, you know, I guess my daddy was like, you know, he goes, well, when, you know, he's all when P, you know, when he get ready to come back from the Navy, he's stuttering and stuff. I said, what, daddy? He's like, don't be, you know. I said, what? He's all, well, don't be you know. And I said, what, daddy? He's like, um, you don't be, you know. And I said, what? Well, don't be having sex. And he just started yelling. And I said, well, daddy, we already had sex. I said, we had sex on my prom night. He's all, what? I mean, I guess he thought maybe because he was in the army, and I guess he was thinking that that's what, you know, guys do and stuff, you know. But I was like, we had sex already. It was like on my prom night or whatever. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, that happened a long time ago. I said, I just
Oh
didn't
my.
tell you and mama, because I said mama was tripping or whatever. And I didn't tell my mama till like December. I was like, that happened way back in May. I was like,
I
y'all late.
remember. I remember my high school sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
OMG! When I say I was so embarrassed, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I remember night before prom, right?
Uh-huh.
I went over her house, uh, because she lived with her aunt. So I'm talking to her auntie, and I'm like, uh, after the thing, because she was actually 19. She
Uh-huh.
was 19 at the time. I was still like 17. And I was like, I wanted to see if she can stay the night with me. I'm gonna get her room. And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, well, what y'all gonna do at the room? And I said, well, we gonna chill. And she looked at me. She said, I know you've been sneaking out my house. I already know y'all had sex. She said, long as you use the condom, I don't even care no more. She said, I know you use them because I done found the wrap. I'm like, what the hell? I'm sitting there like, what am I supposed to say? Like,
Right.
and then I'm just sitting there looking dumbfounded. She was like, yeah, she can go. Just get the hell out of here. I'm looking like, oh man. Like, you
Right.
know how many times I done snuck out? I done hid in the closet. I done hid because they had a duplex, but they owned the upstairs and downstairs. Her sister stayed upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Auntie and uncle and her daughter stayed downstairs. And
Mm-hmm.
it was so many times where they came home from work and I was in the house, man. It's like I'm hiding, jumping out of windows. She was like, oh, I know. She said, I know exactly where to look. And she told me exactly where I put the condom wrappers. And I'm looking like,
Wow.
I was like, man. She was like, I know her little fast ass already having sex. I can't stop it, but you're responsible. I done seen the condom wrappers. I'm like, what? She was like, as long as you use the condom, I don't care. I'm looking
Right.
like, man, I felt so embarrassed. And I'm just standing there. I couldn't, I would have, if she should have took a picture of my face, because I know I looked crazy as hell. I was just staring at her like, I didn't know what to say. And she was
Right.
like, go and get the hell out of here. And I'm like,
Right.
and I just got up and left. Like, damn.
You like, okay, well, I guess I'm covered then. And it's
Right.
different for boys. Like, I swear it's different for boys, because it was like my brother, I felt like, he was like, I was like, well, how come Pepper, he get to have a girl, why he get to have the girl, he got to have girlfriends go in his room and stuff, go upstairs in his room. How come I can't have my boyfriend go in my room or whatever? Well, that's different or whatever. Like, what you mean it's different? Like, I used to felt, I was like, it's so different. I felt like because I was the girl, like my mama was, I guess, felt like, because maybe because I could get pregnant, and then the baby, of course, the baby would be at home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
and I felt like because my brother, he could get the girl pregnant, and the baby wasn't going to be probably at the house. So like it was different for him. Like I felt like he got to do different. I felt like he got to do things were different for him, than it was for me. Like it was things they were more lenient with him than they were with me.
Yeah.
I'm
That's how
like,
it was for me. Like my parents was way more lenient with me, and then it was me too. Like so, my sisters they only had to deal with my parents; they had to deal with me. So my
mm,
mom would be like, "Oh, boy can come over," and then I see him like, "Man, get the hell out of here! No, you
right,
can't come over." Well, your mom, okay. Well, my mom go stop me from punching you in the face. No, we'll get out because I'm gonna
right,
hit you. Like they're like, "Oh." So yeah, they had to deal with me too. I was like, my sister loved when I moved out,
right.
but when I was still
Mm-mm-mm.
there, mm-mm. But my son, I feel bad for him because my wife Middle Eastern and they be on their boys.
Yeah.
They be on them. My
Oh
wife is
yeah.
already like, he can't be on one of the little nasty girls around him and nothing like. I'm like, oh, sorry, son. Like I try
Right.
to help you. But I
Mm-hmm.
know she go. I'm gonna be hard on my daughter, and she gonna be hard on my son.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
it's a balance out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cause I be listening. He be saying how he be talking. I'm like, they go through it too. The
Yeah.
boys go through it too.
And it's like looking back at it, I wish my parents was more harder on me. But it's like when even like looking back at my life, like when I be telling stories and people are like, "Oh, your mom was a nurse, so why was you in the street?" It wasn't nothing she can do. You know,
Right.
it
Right.
it wasn't nothing she can do. My mom used to. I remember when I started going to school and I like left everything alone. Like she knew everything I was doing, but even that stuff I couldn't tell her because I was putting her in danger.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like she was. Well, I was working in the hospital and I had picked up some extra hours. So and she always worked the midnight shift as NAM. So I
Mm-hmm.
had picked up some hours and I was there and a gunshot came in and at the time I was just transporting. And so I seen her in the ER and after that she was like, "Well, what time is your lunch?" We went and had lunch and we sitting down eating. She just started crying. I'm like, "Mom, what's wrong?" She was like, "When that gunshot came in," she said, "before you was working here," she said,
Mm-hmm.
"every night I used to go see the gunshot because I was afraid it was you."
Oh.
And I was like, and she said, "I'm still, when I hear it, I still go, but I know it ain't you now." And I'm like, man. And that just made me think like all the stress I put on my mother. Um,
Mm.
and that made me like, even when, because you know, when you trying to change and things get tough, especially when you go from hustling to making a check, it's a totally, I had a lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm getting a check every 2 weeks. So it was, it wasn't hard, but it was like, I wanted more, but
Yeah.
I never went back and did nothing. Like once she told me that, I didn't touch nothing. I was like, only thing I sell if it's legal. I'm not doing nothing no more. Not running
Right.
around. I changed. I completely stopped hanging around people because it was like I never wanted my mother to feel like that, and I never knew. I never thought about it. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing is hurting my mother's feelings,
Right.
stressing her out, making her. I wasn't thinking like that. I was
Mm-hmm.
just living life, just doing what I do. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and she
Oh.
was like, just just, she was like, even, um, and then it's like I don't know, like when you older and mature, she was like, every time one of your friends passed away, and you go to a funeral, I used to always wonder, were you next?
Mm.
'Cause I can't even tell you, like, I got a book of obituaries. Before I graduated high school, I had 17 friends that was gone. Like
Dang.
friends, like people used to come over, kick it, and like I'm real cool with. Not like somebody I go to school with and died. I'm talking about people like we used to have like I ain't gonna say gangs, but like my house, I had a basketball room, and everybody came through the house. Everybody came over. I had the cool house, so everybody came through. So it's
Uh-huh.
people that stayed the night, people who she fed,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not thinking like, when they passed away, like I'm not thinking about how my mama felt about it. It's my friend, right? But
Right.
now I'm like, when she told me that, I'm like, damn, and I get kids now, so I can only imagine how she felt,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, just knowing like all that stress and pain I put my mother through, um, I couldn't do it. And even now to this day, I still think about, that when things happen. Like I don't want to hurt my mom.
Right.
I put her through enough. So sometimes I got to swallow my pride and walk away from situations.
Mm-hmm.
Just not overreact or do anything to get me locked up or, possibly taken out of here. Because that would hurt my mom. She already been
Absolutely.
through enough worrying about me. So that's the
Ab-
last thing I want her to worry about. As she get
right.
older, is if I'm safe. If I'm running around the street doing stupid stuff, she gonna see me. That stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is unavoidable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Negative, bad things happen. But when you live in that
Right.
lifestyle, it's like you increasing the probability that it happens. So,
Mm-hmm. A car accident is one thing. An illness is another. But to get into an argument, or to get into a shooting, or shooting, or just
hmm
get into it with somebody, a fight, or something like that, something that could be totally where you could have just walked away, and then your parent has to bury a child like that right there, just is something that should not happen. And I couldn't imagine her, after losing all of those classmates like that. God, like, they're 17. Like, I mean, I look at the people that we've lost just in our class, and I'm like, goodness. I mean, we haven't even lost that many, but we've lost quite a bit. But man, 17, and I couldn't even imagine your mom. How many times she must have held her breath. I mean,
yeah, because
whew.
it was a couple times, 2 times for certain. I was in the vicinity, like I was. I just say it like that. Two
Mm,
times I was in the vicinity, but I remember, and that was before I graduated. But before I
mm,
turned 30, it was a total of 25. I remember my one friend, like my mom loved this boy, and we were sitting on the porch. I was grown then. Um, 'Cause I had lied to him. We were sitting on the porch drinking, and I had lied and said I had to go to work the next day, but I was drunk. Like I just wanted to go lay down, and the
mm-hmm,
next day it was like 4th of July now. It was like the third, but
mm-hmm,
late at night, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna go to the stove,"
mm-hmm,
and it was another house across the street where we used to chill at. It was like an older drunk lady. You bring her a case or a pint, and you can just chill in the house all night.
mm-hmm,
Smoke weed in the basement. We gamble down there. It was like a spot almost,
mm-hmm,
without without being it's like a hangout spot, like almost like an after hour. We used to leave the bar or the club and go over there.
mm-hmm,
But he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just go over there," and I'm like, "All right, I'll check you tomorrow." And then
mm-hmm,
now you drunk and you lay down. It felt like I was asleep for like 2 hours, 2, 3 hours. My
mm,
sisters just came in the house shaking me, like, "Wake up, Bree got shot." And I'm like, "What?" Bree got shot in the head, and I'm like, "Whatever." And I laid back down, but then you hear the ambulance, you hear the cop cars, you see the light, and the store was a block away from me, but they rolled up my block. That's how I seen the light.
mm,
And so I go outside, and as I'm walking down the street, they stopping everybody from coming, to the end of the block. And
mm-hmm.
I just see him laying in his car. And I'm looking like, man,
Oh
I
boy.
should have just went to the store with him. But then when I found out what happened, I'm like, I probably would have got shot too. The
Right.
dude who shot him was just sitting on the porch with us drinking. He left to go home, but when he went home, I guess he popped some Molly or something, ecstasy pills.
Uh-huh.
And I guess he seen him at the store afterwards. And the guy, this is the crazy thing. The guy who was dating the lady across the street, who house we used to chill at,
Yeah.
he snitched. He seen everything, so he snitched. He said he was coming out the store as my boy was getting in his car, and the dude, everybody know each other, but the dude like got out, parked his car right behind him, and my boy jumped out like looking like he had his gun in his hand. His a car blocked him in. So he trying to see what's going on. When he seen who it was, he said he put the gun in his pocket. It was like, man, you almost got it. He said the dude just pulled out a gun and shot him in the head.
What?
Yep. And then we went to the court date, and he was literally like, I thought it was a dream. He said, I did not know I did that. He said I was high.
Mm,
He
mm,
said that was my friend. I didn't mean to kill him. He said, honestly, he said, I thought I was dreaming.
mm, mm, mm.
He said, I seen everything. I just couldn't do nothing. That's what he was saying in court. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? And I'm
That's like
thinking,
that.
like,
Ooh, that's crazy.
drugs, man. That ecstasy, that Molly. I didn't see. I don't know if it was different from what everything else was going on around the country, but in
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, I seen stuff like that. It was these two young boys. I didn't see this happen. I just heard the story, but I knew him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew the young boy. I'm not gonna say how I know him, but I knew him.
Yeah.
But they had stole a car, and one of the dudes was like, he put the car up in his mother's garage.
Mm.
I had the car because they was gonna take it to the chop shop. And the other dude didn't want to. He wanted the joyride, so they got to arguing over taking a car. And the guy just pulled out a gun and shot him right in front of his mom. Like,
What?
yeah, right in front of his mom. Wow. His mom, his two sisters, his uncle was there. He was at the boy's mother's house. They put the car in the garage to hide it. Like the mom didn't even know. She just knew her son put a car in the garage. She said she didn't even know. Well, she's heard them arguing, and she said she came to the side door, and all she seen was the guy put a gun to her son's head and pull the trigger and
Oh
walk
my!
away like nothing happened.
There
Got on
ain't
his
no
bike in
way.
front of the house and left.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
And he said the same. Well, he ain't said the same thing, but he was, he said because he was high, he was taking the Molly. Like if you like that was that when that ecstasy hit the street and
Right.
those Obama heads, whatever they was putting in that, people was going crazy. It was this dude who worked at the corner store, and it was
Mm,
a Subway in the store, and we used to always go in there because it was a Subway at the gas station. Not the corner store. I'm sorry, it was the gas station. And one day, um, I go there and it's all taped off, and I'm like, "What happened?"
mm,
And the dude across the street at the barbershop, he's like, "You remember Pete?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a little quiet Pete." This dude was like a little nerd dude, like a kid. He had just graduated high school. He ain't bothering nobody. He was like a little nerd dude, real cool dude.
mm,
Um, they said, yeah, he went in there. He took it wasn't even a knife. It was like the spatula or something, and
mm.
start hacking at the dude's neck. Like start hacking at the guy's neck.
What?
Grabbed his manager's head, trying to cut his head off. And he was like, it was the drug. That stuff was messing people up. Like
Ooh,
people was
we
doing some crazy stuff. I'm looking like I don't
dang.
want none of that. I'm straight.
That's like that lady in Florida. What was it? A lady in Florida? Or was it a man? So,
That man, he was eating that dude, that K2.
yeah, I think so. When he was walking down the
Oh no,
street
that was that bath salt. That
or
bath
something.
salt stuff they was talking about.
Yeah, and
He
I guess
started eating that dude's face.
he started walking up, and I guess he just went up to somebody and and he ran up to this house and just started eating off this person's face or something.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, and he was on some, yeah, I guess he was on some bath sauce or something. I'm like, what in the heezy?
yeah, bath salt.
I'm like, and then the dude that tried to crash that plane, he said he was on some
Ooh.
shrooms or something. He said that's why he
Hey,
did it.
look, well, I'm gonna tell you, man. I microdose. I ain't gonna lie. I do shrooms, but you don't do. Everybody ain't supposed to do drugs. I'm sorry. The
He
one
said,
dude, man, is the dude I used to work with, and
uh-huh,
it was like I used to have to go like an hour and a half, 2 hours to go get mushrooms. He was like, I can get some. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you ever take them? He was like, yeah. I don't trust everybody, right? So
uh-huh,
when he got him, I'm like, you eat some first. And he ate them. I'm waiting like a whole hour, and then he was cool. Like, okay, he ain't throwing up, he ain't dying. Cool. So I bought it from the dude.
mm-hmm,
I didn't even take them yet, right? We
mm-hmm,
sitting there listening to these white boys. So we listening, and this dude actually know Kids Rock drummer, the black chick. So we listening to some of her music and we chilling. And the next thing I know, this motherfucker run in the closet and grab out this Mossberg. And I'm like, I'm looking like, what the fuck going on? Right? He was like, you ain't gonna get me, you son of a bitches. He cocked it. I jumped out the window. I'm like, hell no, bro. I don't know what's going on. But then the next day I called him. I'm like, bro, what the fuck was that? And he was like, man, it was demons coming out the wall. I'm like, hell no, I
Uh-uh.
ain't never drinking nothing with you, bro. You on some shit. Like, you know what you did. And you talk about dick. Look, man, we chilling, bro. It's just me and you it was me, him, and like three girls. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking like ain't nobody in danger. It's me, you, and three chicks. And you grabbed
Mm-hmm.
this big ass Mossberg out and only man, when he cocked it, they look. I don't know y'all women, but y'all better follow my lead. I don't know if they left. I got in my car and pulled off. I'm about to run. Bunch of white people. I'm a black person. I seen these movies. I'm the one that don't survive. I'm getting the hell out of here. I went right out that window. I ain't playing. Mm-mm.
Okay. Right, Miss 702. I'm right with you. I'm crazy enough. I don't need nothing in my system. I to
Mm-mm.
enhance nothing else. I got enough crazy in my system. Look, I don't need I
Yeah.
cut up enough. Look. Like I don't need nothing else. Look. I got two sides and I don't need nothing else.
I ain't never tripped like the way people be tripping.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't never happened to me. Like people talk about the walls melting. Like, oh no, man, I done been around. Like
Mm.
that tea, man. This chick made this mushroom tea. We sitting
Mm-hmm.
there drinking it. We chilling, and like when I do it, it's like everything slow down. Like that's
Really?
all. Like everything just slow down. Like I be married. I be talking to plants and stuff. But I be cool. Look, I be like one of them hippies, right? I be
Mm.
knowing what the trees talking about when they waving and stuff. It makes
Yeah.
everything make sense. I know everything just makes sense to me. I can see the bugs. I can hear them flap. Everything just makes
Really?
sense. That's what happened to me. Other people, nah,
Hmm.
man. This lady talk about the garden gnomes coming. I'm like, what the hell is you talking about? We in the house.
Mm.
She was like, they're outside. They're coming. I'm like, man, I ain't tripping with no white people no more. Shout out to all the
Mm.
white people. I love y'all, but I'm just not doing drugs with y'all. I'm straight. Y'all be tripping, man.
Be like, man, hey, somebody, hey, they was smoking weed when at that concert that I was with when y'all see me on my live. Hey, they was
Uh huh.
smoking that weed. I was like, I was like, all right, who's smoking it? Like, where they at? Like, somebody about to catch these hands? Like, I just was like, my my
Yeah.
eyes was like all bugged out. I would like, I was getting hyped. Like, first, I was like at the very height of it. I was like, okay, who is doing it? Like, who? Like, what row? Where they at? Where they at? Who they gonna catch these hands? Like, I got like that. And then all of a sudden, I came down, and then I was like, I told, then I was like, okay, I was like, how am I gonna get out of here? Am I gonna catch the 805 South? Do I gotta catch that? How do I get? I'm gonna catch the 805 South. I catch the 805 North, 805, 805. Like I was trying to figure out the freeway. Am I gonna make a left? Am I gonna make a right? Like it was crazy. I was like, then it was like, then I came down and it was like, then it was like, here. Then I was like, then I got real sleepy. My legs got
Yeah.
wobbly. I was like, what the hell
I
is
was off the
going on?
contact.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like,
Oh
what is
man.
going on? I'm like, what my poor brain? My poor brain. I'm like, it's probably like mashed potatoes up in there. I'm like, what
Look,
y'all do? I'm like, what is it in that stuff? I'm
I ain't
like,
gonna lie. I love watching people who don't get high get high. I
I
remember my
was like, I'm
stepbrother.
about to cut up. And then like we was, I mean, I remember like my boy when I was at me and my boyfriend went to a concert one time. He had to tell the Mexican cat, he had to tell him to put the weed out. He said, hey man, he's like, do you mind putting that out? He's like, cause my lady, he's like, she don't do good with weed, man. It like he goes, it makes her cut up, man. He's all in a bad way. He's like, oh. He's like, I'm sorry, man. And he did. He said, yeah, man. He's like, I don't want no problems, man. He's like, please, can you put it out? And he goes, oh yeah, I'll put it out, homie. I'll put it out. And he's like, hey, and so because he was like, hey, babe, are you all right? I said, yeah, because I was trying to play it off because I had just started dating my boyfriend, and I was trying to play it off because I was like, it was a new relationship, and I'm like, come on, Mary, and I was trying to talk myself down because I was like, you can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta calm yourself down, chick. Like, come on, don't do this. It was like the Incredible Hulk was about to come out of me, and I'm like, but he could see it. He's like, "Hey, babe, are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he's like, "Nah, you know you ain't." He's like, "I'm listening to your voice." And as he turned around to the basic dude, he's like, "Hey, man, he's like, "Can you go ahead?" Because he already knew. He's like, yeah. He's like, "Babe, you about to cut up?" Because I could feel my heart starts racing. And I was like, he's like, "Nah." He's like, "I could tell." He's like, "Babe," he's like, "Your eyes started getting all big." He was like, "You got real quiet." He's like, "Your whole demeanor changed." And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "My heart starts racing." And I said, "That's how I know." I said, "I feel like as if the Incredible Hulk is about to come out." I
And
said,
see, you and my wife would be best friends because she can't stand it. I remember one time she tried to sit around me when I was smoking, and
"Uh-huh.
like I was smoking, it was potent, and we went out camping, and she was trying to hang and sit in the car while I was smoking, and
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at her. I'm like, I was talking to my mom smoking, and then she started laughing. I'm like, "You all right?" She like, "Yeah," and I'm not thinking that because I actually got the window down.
Mhm.
So next minute I know I heard like you can like she kind of jumped in the car and I'm like, what is going? She said the lights are coming. I'm like, what? She's like, the lights are coming, and I'm looking like, what the fuck is she talking about? It was an RV across from our cabin that had like floodlights out. Well, not floodlights, you know, the little decorative lights. And she
Yeah.
said they was getting closer, and I'm looking like, oh my god, she got a contact. So I was like, okay, let's go in the house. And she was like, I put her on the couch in the cabin. And then she started crying. I'm like, why are you crying? She was like, my heart is pounding fast. I'm looking like, you didn't even hit it. Like, what the hell is going on? I didn't believe in that contact. Like, I'm like, how you
Mhm.
gonna get high, the window down? And she
Mhm.
was like, and then she was like, and I'm so damn hungry. I just started laughing. Like, oh my God. She's like, take me to the hospital. I'm like, I am not taking you to no damn hospital. You all right. Just sleep it off. You'll be all right. She was mad as hell at me the next day. She was like, you better not ever smoke that shit in front of me again.
Oh
Like,
yeah. It's bad. It's real
hey,
bad.
talking about, oh shit, it's 4 o'clock. Hey, I'm chilling with Mary, man. I'm just
Hey,
getting.
hey, hey, I'm telling you, word. You ask Nate. I will have you on the phone for for hours. Like hours. Hey, I be hey, Nate be over there snoring and I'm like, Nate. I'm like, wake up. He's like, nah, Mary, I was thinking about something. I'm like, you wasn't thinking about nothing. I'm like, get up on this phone.
Nate in a food coma.
He get a full coma. He's like, no, I was just thinking about some stuff. I'm like, you wasn't thinking about that. I was like, get up off this phone. I was like, go to bed.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, let me
hilarious.
take my butt to bed. But we
Exactly. I'll have
definitely
look. It'll be
we gotta
look.
do
It'll
this
be.
again. You gotta hit the link at the beginning of the show. We run the whole show.
I'm telling
Mary
you. I'll
B
tell
and,
you.
and the
I'll have
Word
y'all.
Podcast.
Look. I'll have the sun coming up. We be sun and we be taking baths and showers together. I'm telling you. Look. I'm my mama's child. I'm telling you. This mouth to be going. I'm on vacation too. Look, y'all. I'll have y'all up with me. I'm telling you.
Oh, we definitely we gonna talk about YouTube tomorrow. So hit
All
the
right.
link. Yeah, come up and rock
Okay.
with me.
I'll be here. I'll be here. I'm on vacation. I don't go back to work to the fourth. So,
You know I
alrighty.
appreciate you, sis. Mary
Yeah.
saved me. Y'all don't know because I was about to go to sleep on y'all. I be listening to myself about to go to sleep.
Saturday, Tay. Saturday.
Oh, it's going down, Tay. She already told us in the chat. It's going down. It's going down. Hey, you remember that skit Kevin Hart did when the teacher put the note on him, and the mom told him to go cut the teacher out. And he told
uh-uh.
all his friends. You ain't seen that?
I
Oh
haven't seen
man, I
it.
wish I had that skit. But you go type in when you get off here. Go on YouTube and type in Kevin Hart skit.
Kevin Hart
Teacher
skit.
sent note home. I think she
Oh,
sent a note home on him. You gonna
okay.
crack up when you hear this part. He
I
walked into
love me some
class.
Kevin Hart.
Man, Kevin.
Every time he come to San Diego, I get my tickets. Every time. Oh, every
Man.
time he comes here, I go to I go to
Now
see him.
every time I say it's about to go down, you gonna think of that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely. All right. Well, y'all have a good night.
You
And
have a great one, sis. I appreciate you.
all right, no problem.
Hey, we rocked out. We was on here for 3 hours, man. That's because of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Just having these conversations, just talking about life. You know, even if we have a topic and we get to talking, as long as it's fruitful, we having fun. I do not care. You know, I can chop up whatever. So always feel free to hit that link and just come conversate with your boy and talk about life. That's what we do. Shout out to the sis Mary B. I appreciate you. She really did save me because I was like, I'm about to go to sleep. But this was a good live. The topic was good. The off topic was great. You know, great dialogue. There's a lot of gems and jewels in there. A lot of sauce people can get full off of. So I appreciate you, sis. But we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna have a discussion on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These are the conversations to build nation. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until tomorrow, that's all I got. We out. Shout out to the Raptors.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take a redemption, just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon, 11-11, it's time for progression,
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on this evening. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change time.